I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Water's up to my chin. Won't stop fighting to the very end. Many men try to reach it. Many men have failed. Well, if you wanna get to heaven, you gotta raise a little hell. And I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night.
The Vodacom Bulls arrive in Glasgow undefeated, 3 wins on the trot. Glasgow, on the other hand, 1-2 after getting pumped by Ospreys, but don't let that deceive you. Glasgow, a totally different animal at home. In fact, last season they were undefeated, they only lost 1 game at home, other than that undefeated, and then their 1 win this season was at home and it was a pumping. So this is a very different animal, won't be a cakewalk for the Vodacom Bulls as they take on Glasgow in our first game of our Vodacom URC tour. Welcome to Bullseye. We are sponsored by Luno. That's our official crypto investment partner to the show, and of course Richelieu. That's the official drink of Bullseye. I'm joined by Kulukani Hlungwani.
Thank you, sir. Great to be back in studio, Marcos. There's a bit of rain out there, but yeah, good to be back here. It's a great homecoming here at the studio, Mark. But yeah, Marcos 3-0, going for 4-0. Cannot wait. Yet again, another big game. Great start from the Vodacom Bulls, but lots to improve on, of course, and we will touch on that as the show goes on, Marky.
Oh, we saw the Sharks just get absolutely hammered by Leinster. They actually put up a good fight in the first half, and then they bottled it. So hopefully we do the opposite of that. And KK, we've got some Vodacom Bulls cocktails, courtesy of Richelieu, to make throughout the show. So KK, you want to get cracking with that?
Yeah.
While I look ahead at our last game against Connacht. And again, I feel like a broken record. It's the same story every single week almost. I mean, a litany of missed tackles in that last game against Connacht. 24 missed tackles. So we now have 62 missed tackles for the season. That is, on average, in excess of 20 a game. And just to put that into context, more than 10 under 10 is considered okay. More than 10, not great. More than 15, poor. So just over 20, really, really troubling. However, none of those missed tackles really resulted in tries. So it's more of this kind of rabid defense from Jake White and the Vodacom Bulls, in that we are getting up into their faces and trying to apply pressure rather than applying pressure is more important than actually making that final tackle. We also lost the territory and possession battles again all 3 weeks. However, despite all of that, on top of that, we also had a couple of yellow cards and lost the disciplinary battle. Despite all of that, still won the game comfortably and never really looked like losing the game. And that is the mark of a great team, isn't it, Case?
No, 100%, Marky. We really controlled the game from the get-go. We had a great start. You know what I mean? We put our feet on their throats early on, and the stats don't say that, but it showed us that, 20 pens conceded, like you said. We conceded 20 penalties, but I see that as a high risk mentality the Bulls have at breakdown time, getting over the ball. Guys like Marcel could say, guys like Marco van Staden, because those penalties that were given against us were breakdown penalties. You know what I mean? No clear releases. It wasn't blatant high tackles and things like that. And if you think about it, Marcos, if it was 20 penalties conceded, you would think it would show on the point side. It shows that we were high risk when we're in our own half, when we're trying to get the ball back in their half. Sorry, trying to get the ball back in their half. So Marky, it was a great shot. 4 tries. Unbelievable bonus point to win, Marky.
Well, you mentioned Marcel Coetzee. Let's speak about our different gravy. For me, Marcel Coetzee was that different gravy. He currently has the most tackles in the competition with 49. He's number 1. He's averaging in excess of 16 tackles a game, which is just lights out work rate. He's up there in terms of offloads, in terms of tries scored. He scored 2 tries in 3 games. He's our fearless leader. Of course, we're going to feel the void of his sabbatical in Japan, but it's only 6 months, so don't be too alarmed. He will be back, and we've got a very capable replacement who's starting at number 7 in Marco Eskom van Staden today. KK, maybe chat about your different gravy. Of course, that is Kurtley Arendse.
Yes, sir. Kurtley Arendse, first game back, Marcos, he was different gravy-esque. Yeah, you know what I mean? We expected that from him, but I didn't expect for him to bag some meat. 101 meters, 2 offloads, 3 defenders beaten. The Sharks only beat 7 defenders, you know what I mean? One defenders beaten. And Kurtley Arendse essentially got half of those. He was absolutely sensational, Marky. And even on defense, absolutely sensational. So Kurtley Arendse was just a different beast yet again.
I'm actually going to cheat you a little bit. I'm going to go for a second different gravy. That is Zuck Burger. He was a real difference maker. 2 Burger special. 2 tries he scored, 2 line breaks, 100% tackle success rate for a scrum off. That's brilliant, especially playing that rabbit role. Like Faf missed about 5 tackles a game, but he's a great defender. Zuck Burger played that rabbit role, but was also a really good defender in that he made 100% of his tackles. So brilliant from him, and he's really like the game slowed down for him. So he's making the right decisions, which is really crucial as KK is making those Vodacom Bulls cocktails for us. Let's move on to our lemon of the week, of course, the ref. We won't chat too much about this whole. The ref had a shocker, epitomized by that tackle from Jan-Hendrik Wessels, which was he copped the cheese, immediate yellow, when it was a nanosecond away. I mean, he just passed the ball. Jan-Hendrik Wessels makes the tackles any good hooker should. So really, really disappointing. And there was a litany of other shocking calls, as they are consistently in the sport that we love, that we call rugby union. Let's move on to the lineups, KK. You're going to take us through this feisty home team that is Glasgow.
Yeah, Marcos. Strong side as well. Only 3 changes made from their last game. Out against Ospreys, Marcos. Same front row. Jamie Batty, Fraser Brown. Fraser Brown, he leads the team in terms of, he's second in the whole competition. Leads the team in terms of turnovers. 4 turnovers won the whole competition. Unbelievable for number 2, Marcos, Fraser Brown. And then 3, Xander Ferguson. He leads the team in tries scored. 2 tries from a prop. Unbelievable, but from a number 3. Really, really special. And then Matt Ferguson, he comes in, Marcos, for Jack Dempsey. Good old Ferguson. At number 8 for Jackie Dempsey, the Australian man. I'll speak later about Matty Ferguson, but 24 caps for Scotland. You know what I mean, Marcos? He's 24 years old. He's got a bright future ahead of him. We look at the back line. Half-back pairing, George Horn, Tom Jordan. George Horn's coming in for veteran Ali Price at 9. And then I want to look at the back 3, Mark. Cole Forbes moves to 11. Josh McKay slots in at 15. And then Sebastian Cancelier at 14, Mark.
Yeah, those Brown brothers are pretty good. Of course, when I say Brown brothers, I'm not talking about their ethnicity. They're Brown brothers. And
no, man.
Gregor and Fraser. I'm going to take this Vodacom Bulls team. Of course, just one change in the pack. That is Jan-Hendrik Wessels in for the injured Johan Grobler. More on that in a minute. The rest of the pack settled. Great collective, working so well as a unit. Couple of changes in the back line, mostly injury enforced. You've got Sedman Gans coming in at 11. You've got Cornel Hendricks shifting out to the wing. Lionel Mapu in. And then, of course, Chris Smith in for Jan Goosen. Of course, more of that in a minute. In fact, let's chat about it right now, because that is the talking point, and that is Johan Goosen leaving the team. In comes Chris Smith. So, on that, Johan Goosen, a lot of people think that he's injured or worried about that. A lot of people worry about the fact that didn't have a great game. Maybe he's dropped. That is not the case. Jake White has said the reason is because we're playing on a 4G pitch. Okay, Johan Goosen's terrible knee injury that you can see on screen, that happened on a 4G pitch last year in November against Cardiff. There's a lot of debate about these 4G pitches. A lot of people, I'm massively against it. I know it's synthetic pitch. They're trying to speed up the game, but it just seems to catch your studs. And you have an increase in knee injuries, ligament injuries, hamstring and ACL injuries. That's what happens to Johan Goosen. Jake White saying he does not want to risk Johan Goosen 11 months out on that terrible knee injury on a synthetic pitch. And it makes it a lot easier when you've got this luxury of fly halves in a Chris Smith,
100%
in a Mornay Steyn. I think we've got the more depth than any other team in domestic rugby at fly half. I think the Sharks, when we saw Butter Chamberlain play, I think the Sharks would sacrifice a Virgin and Butter Chamberlain at dawn to have a Chris Smith. So that shows you the luxury and the depth we have at fly half, those playing. But let's move on quickly, KK, before I bring you in. Injuries. Couple to chat about here. So Boone Corsi's out, Kane and Moody's out, Jan Grobela's out. So Grobies did his syndesmosis, that's his ankle. It's an operation that he had last week, 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, he's out for 6 to 8
Tongue
weeks.
twister that.
Okay. Then Kane and Moody, he's done a ligament. I chatted to him on Thursday. His projection is 6 weeks. He's hoping to be back in 3. He's already rehabbing in the pool. He's going to be back on the field next week. So hopefully,
that hydro thing.
yeah. 3 to 6 weeks he'll be back in action. And then the good news for Boone Corsi, it was only a concussion that saw him leave the field, that he's in the protocol. He's recovered from the protocol. He's actually in Glasgow as we speak. He will be up for selection next week. So great to have them back. KK, I want to bring you in here. Jan-Hendrik Wessels in at 2 for, of course, Jan Grobler, as we mentioned. A word on Jan-Hendrik Wessels.
Yeah, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Mark, is a former hooker. When I was playing rugby in prep school and then even to the high school, he never thought like a hooker would be the size, would have the mobility, would have the ball carrying ability, and just like the industrious side to the game that Jan-Hendrik Wessels has. Jan-Hendrik Wessels, great tackler, great over the ball as he's doing there, Mark. As you can see, he's just a force of nature. And it's yes, we've lost Jan Grobler, who's been probably one of our best players this season so far. But you get Jan-Hendrik Wessels, you got Bismarck on the bench. I mean, it could be worse, my man.
Could be worse. Could be a hell of a lot worse. Stedman Gans in at 11. He's a player that Jake White said the number on your back is actually irrelevant when you play for the Vodacom Bulls. That's where it's the positionless movement that we're going in, a bit like the NFL in the backfield. Stedman Gans, high work rate off the ball, mammoth work rate, in fact. And Jake White specifically said he wants Stedman Gans to back himself off the ball. See that work rate defensively. I mean, he's a former Sevens player. That's what we're going to see. We all know what he can bring on attack in space. We want to see his work rate off the ball. KK, let's move on to our foes this evening. Know your foe. That is Glasgow. Let's chat about their strengths, right? We mentioned home ground advantage. Only one loss at home last season. Attack, they are third. Fourth in tries, fourth in offloads, fourth in clean breaks, fourth in meters gained. Super great attacking team. And they have the third best line-out success in the comp. And Scott Cummings at 4, he's got the second most steals in the comp. So those are pretty much the strengths that I drew for Glasgow. Sorry.
Yeah, 100%, Marcus. And those are their strengths, on attack. They're strong, and we will chat about it later about their negatives. They're such an arbitrary team. They've got so many positives going forward. They score 11 tries, tied with the Vodacom Bulls, tied in fourth with Vodacom Bulls, 29 offers, also tied with the Vodacom Bulls. So they've got impotence, they've got strength going forward. And Marcus, today the line in the sand will be drawn in terms of who will go ahead in those stats, and I'm sure the Bulls will come out tops on that, Marcus. And it's a nice segue for me to give you into in the negatives, Marcus. There's so
weaknesses.
many
Glasgow
weaknesses.
weaknesses.
They're so terrible, Mark, in terms of on defense. And when a team is only making 288 tackles, they're second last in the whole competition, 15th. It shows that it's a lack of work rate on defense. You know what I mean? Yes, the Bulls. We say the Bulls have missed 62 tackles, but they make so many tackles a game. 122 tackles just in one game. This team has made 288 tackles in 3 games. So they need to up their work rate, Marky. And then this is a stat I want to look at completely, Marcus, before I'll give it back over to you, my man. Third with turnovers, 121. Great stats. But then you look at this, which is so poor. They have lost 41 turnovers. So the breakdown is a shamble, Marcos. So guys like...
So odd. So they're great at stealing the ball, but they're also terrible in terms of losing them.
So it cancels their hard work.
It's feast or famine at breakdown.
Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare, Marky.
But also their scrum cakes.
Yeah.
They only win 77% of their scrums, which sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's terrible. They've lost 10 scrums. So in terms of weaknesses for Glasgow, scrums, defense, ruck time. Strength and a weakness. So, let's move on to battles. We're running out of time.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Let's start with yours. You're going Ulrich Low against Matt Ferguson. Maybe start with Ulrich Low.
Yeah, for sure. Ulrich Low, Marky. Need I say more? This guy, his name, he can't keep his name out of the picture. He can't keep his name out of the conversation because of the play. Is great ball carrier, great over the ball, great leader. The unofficial face of the Vodacom Bulls, Marcus Sanakar until 2027, coming up against Matty Ferguson. He's coming in for Jack Dempsey, the man who Australian man. Matt Ferguson in his own right, 24 Scottish Cup. He's only 24. He's 110 kg, dynamic number 8. He's gonna try, get the ball, off the first phase and try dominate the tackle. So interested to see how that battle plans out, Mark.
Yeah, Oriklo up against Matt Fagerson. I'm looking at Rua Nokia taking on Richie Gray. I'll start with Rua Nokia. Workhorse, industrious. He's a Springbok now. He set up a try for Zach Burger last week. He actually got over the ball and made an incredible steal. When you're hovering on 2 meters tall, that's really you're reaching down from the heavens properly. So Rua Nokia, so industrious. He's going up against Richie Gray. I'm a big fan of this. Well, I almost said kid. He's actually 33 years old. He's 2.08 meters tall. So he's 6'10". He's the height of Andries Becker. 126 kgs is Richie Gray. He's got 67 caps for Scotland. I'll tell you what, when this man lines up stands in the line out, he looks like a monster. Ruan Nokia, who's hovering on 2 meters, looks like a midget standing next to him. It's a bit like you and I when we stand next to him.
All right,
He's also got a cap for the British and Irish Lions. He's returned to Glasgow, his home, after an 8-year hiatus in France. So great line-up battle. And also watch out for Scott Cummins, his line-up partner. As we said earlier, 4 steals in 3 games. That's second most in the comp. KK, chat me through your last battle.
Yeah, last battle. I'll be quick, Marcus. Quickly answer versus Cole Forbes. Forbes has...
with Orange.
Yeah, quickly answer, Marky. 3 defenders beat in 1 game. Forbes has four clean breaks the whole competition. So it's X Factor player X against X Factor S. So who's going to be able to, break the game up, when it really needs to be. Forbes, a 23-year-old New Zealander, he's still got a bright future ahead of him. Quickly answer, the man, his future is already, it's on the horizon.
But you've got some great stats on Cole Forbes, don't you?
Yeah, I do, Marcus. Cole Forbes, like I said, Marcus, he's got, and he had 3 defenders beaten in 1 game, whereas Curtly Arns had 4 defenders in the whole competition. Sorry, Marcus, let's start it again. Here we go. Cole Forbes has 4 defenders beaten the whole competition, right? Curtly Arns beat 3 defenders in 1 game against a tough Connacht team. So it just shows, I think, the magnitude and shows the difference between the 2 players.
Okay, my final battle is we see the Vodacom Bulls run out in that beautiful pink kit, of course, in support of breast cancer and breast cancer awareness. Brilliant. And there's an incredible game coming up. Vodacom Bulls against Chelsea Sharks on the 30th of October on a Sunday. We'll get into that in a minute. But David Krill taking on Sione Tuipulotu. So David Krill, I think, has been really comfortable at 12, and it's a position change for him. He's looking really good. Even though he's a playmaker, he's a retreated fullback, but he can play on the wing as well. But he's got good hands. He's got a great understanding and awareness of space. He can put players into space. Defensively, he's stood up well. And he's a big guy. We forget it. He's 6'4".
Yeah.
95 kgs. He's a bit scroll, but he's 6'4". And when you've got a 6'4" centre running on a fly half or even an opposite inside centre, you're going to get over the advantage
He's
line.
really
That's how we
surprised
use
me
him
there.
off set piece. Going up against, speaking of over the advantage line, Sione Tuipulotu, an Australian-born, and so is Sam Johnson, the man he's playing next to. 7 caps for Scotland, 5'10", 105 kgs. He is a mammoth. He's a monster. He averages 4.3 meters per carry. So he's super explosive. He's beaten 7 defenders, the most in their team. He's the man that they look to for getting over the advantage line for momentum, like we do with Ulrich Loh.
Yeah.
That's Sione Tuipulotu. So watch out for him. As we see the home side Glasgow run out in Glasgow. It looks freezing cold, but the rain seems to have abated. It's been raining all week. So let's move our attention over to the live game at hand. And Let's get hope for an absolute cracker humdinger of a game.
100% Marcus, 4-0 on the horizon. Cannot wait, on that synthetic pitch. I just saw it. Just looks so fake as synthetic is. But my goodness, let's see.
Let's cross our fingers and hope no serious injuries.
Yes, 100%.
Synthetic pitch. As we kick off in Glasgow by Tom Jordan. I'm telling you, this guy must be the brother of Will Jordan. They're both from Auckland. They're both from New Zealand. So I'm telling you, there's a connection there.
They're maybe cousins or something, at least, Marky?
And cheers, cakes. These are the Vodacom Bull cocktails, courtesy of Richelieu. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Call me the mixologist. Big game here for the Vodacom Bulls in pink. And remember, Marcos, let's quick little reminder. Let me let you guys know. We're giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets to the Vodacom Bulls against the South Sea Sharks at Loftus Versfeld on Pink Day, 30th of October. All you do is comment, share, #Richelieu your way.
Brilliant. Here we go. Here's Glasgow's first real attack. We spoke about how dangerous they are on attack. They're 3rd best attacking team statistically in the tournament. Floodlights don't seem to be working very well there in Glasgow. Look at that. It's so dark on the pitch. Horrific. Glasgow being driven back to the halfway line. Here's Greg Horns going to put this one up for chasing attack, and Zuckberg is not really the man you want to be contesting there, but it looks like Roanoke has stolen for the Vodacom Bulls. He may have knocked it on. We'll get our first scrum of the game in Glasgow, a minute in.
Yeah, and scrum and synthetic pitches, that's where I really, not crumble, but I really like a pip a bit, Marcos, in terms of the guys up front, you know what I mean? You can get stuck under yourself so easy. It's already on a normal pitch. On a synthetic pitch, it's even more of a risk. But let's see what the boys can do up front. Gerrie, Kloppers, Marcos, and Jan-Hendrik Wessels.
Well, we're going up against a really poor scrummaging unit in Glasgow. Statistically, as we said, just 77% of their own scrums, they win. I mean, that is horrific. So, opportunity for a big statement here. Francois Klopper standing in at 3 back-to-back starts ahead of Mornay Smith, but Gerrie Steenekamp and then Jan-Hendrik Wessels. So a little bit of change there. But Jan-Hendrik Wessels, of course, a former
If you work in IT,
he's going to provide
you
a
need
lot
to
of
tear.
go forward at
You
some
know?
time. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah. Oh, they get the hit
Early
there.
shove there, though. Early shove.
Oh, I think they got the hit, Marcos. They just got the dominant hit there. Let's see. Good scrum. They've probably been working at that. Oh, my
Glasgow,
goodness.
they're going to get the pen here. Nope.
It's a reset.
Reset. Looks like they didn't earn the right to go forward. They went sideways first, so we'll have as I said, a reset. I think that you said they got the hit. I think they were a little bit early.
Yeah, I think they got the hit, Marcos, and then at the ball, but they got the hit, and then it was pretty stable until the ball came in, and then they got the second shove there. But luckily, it's a reset. Again, Marcos, they're dominant. Again, a reset.
I think that's a replay case.
Yeah, I was about to say. No, so I'm actually, do you know what's distracting me, Marcos, is the comments are streaming in already, Marcos. The Bulls faithful are in. Leonard van Beek saying, guys, waste the game. Unfortunately, we can't show the game. So, and then Stump Yellow Billa from Delana Maluli. Nice to meet you, Sir Kenneth Smith saying, never underestimate the opportunity team. Lots can happen. I agree with you there. Huge opportunity for lots of guys out there for sure. Peekaboo against the Rug. Bulls Boo from Nardus House. Welcome back, sir. Remember, guys, we're giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets to Loftus Fasthold on Pink Day. Like, comment, share.
Here comes Glasgow up the middle. They're going out the back door, in fact, trying to spread it wide. They've got a bit of a line break there in the wider channels. Nice tackle there from Lionel Mapu. Try-saving, potentially, tackle. That's a good hit
Great
as well.
tackle.
7 Gans. We spoke about it. Jake White spoke in depth about his work rate off the ball. Here come Glasgow. Trying to line up some forwards, working up the guts. There's big Richie Gray.
Oh,
Can't miss him. Horn switching the point of attack. Here come Glasgow on the inside. That's a really good carry. Sam Johnson, the Scottish international. Horn again. That's a great tackle, Curtly Oranter. Beautiful read from the Vodacom Bulls fullback. Man of the match last week against Connacht. But immediately on their heels are the Vodacom Bulls. Great hit, Gerrie. On Fraser Brown. Massive shot, but the arm's out from the referee. Of course it is.
Up, boys.
Glasgow. Tom Jordan. Short ball. Vodacom Bulls defense. This is this bend, don't break mentality. Holding up so far.
Holding up really nicely, Marcos. Great defense from the Vodacom Bulls. You can see they've worked at it.
Pick and go, but there's a nice shot there. I think it was David Creel who put that one in. Here come Glasgow once more. Up the middle, and Ulrich Lowe is going to just peel them backwards. Voltsienkamp's got a work rate, doesn't he? Here comes Glasgow. Going nowhere fast. And over it is Marcel Coetzee. We're going to go back for the penalty.
Yeah, but great defense from the Vodacom Bulls to start off, Marcos. You know, we're not giving this Glasgow team anything. They're not giving them an inch, and that's what you like to see from a Bulls team, a team that will like to dominate you physically in every facet of the game, and great defensive start there. Let's see what they'll do with Glasgow.
Very interesting, but just a moment of reprieve to chat about these tickets. We're giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets, so 8 in total to the Pink Day. It's going to be an incredible occasion. If you're a Vodacom Bulls fan, you cannot miss this. And on that point, Elizabeth Hill's already saying, booked our tickets today for the Pink Day, coming all the way from George. Got to wear the jersey I won last year from you guys. Appreciate that, and appreciate your support, Elizabeth, and love to see it from George. That's actually my former stomping ground there. In
Oh,
George.
yeah,
George
for sure,
Litchfield.
yeah. I like, yeah, Marcos, the garden, beautiful place, beautiful parts of the country. But you guys remember, with your comments, remember to hashtag Richly Your Way first things first, and then like, comment, and most importantly, share, and hashtag Richly Your Way again.
Petrus here saying, how many players are not from Swane? That's pretty much the state of international rugby there, Petrus. Here come Glasgow, chomping at the bit, a meter out now. Richie Gray's going to have a crack. The mountain at 6'10". Gain. It's Gregor Brown, the Brown brothers in tandem.
You like saying the Brown brothers, eh, Marky? Good old Marcos here.
Yeah, there's the other one, Fraser. He's actually second in the competition in terms of turnovers won. He's won 4.
Yeah, he's won 4,
games.
yeah. Strong rugby player at number 2, Marcos.
Glasgow, pick and go, happy to keep it narrow. Now they get a bit of go forward there. This could be a try here. He's over it. I think that's a try. Try awarded. It was inevitable, wasn't it? Just keeping going around the corner. It looks like it's Matty Ferguson.
Matty Ferguson, Marcus, he gets over the whitewash. And yeah, it's just, when we are playing overseas, Marcus, we always find ourselves, conceding points first and then coming back and, coming back into the game and chasing the game. But hopefully we won't be chasing the game today. But yeah, they do get over the whitewash first. I don't think it was inevitable. It's just that, it was just knocking on the door. It was going to break eventually. But yeah, on that note, Leslie Taylor saying, go Bulls, we agree with you. Teresa saying, love the pink kit, it's beautiful. Hashtag Richelieu your way. ×5 there. Make us proud, boys. Make their field yours by Monde Kaba. Welcome, sir. Elizabeth Porter saying, go Billa. And then, yeah, keep them coming, guys. And remember to hashtag Richelieu aware.
Salumi saying, definitely true to the blue. Funky Klopper saying, make us proud. And Tiyuso saying, Conway boys. Bruce Bond saying, yeah, baby, yeah. Hashtag Bulls for life. Make sure you hashtag Richelieu your way if you want to be in the running for those 2 sets of 4 tickets to Pink Day on 30 October.
Yeah, and remember what Elizabeth said. She's already booked her tickets already, so it's going to be a big affair, a special affair at Loftus Asphalt against the Sharks. My word.
7-0 is the score in favor of the home team, Glasgow Warriors. Vodacom Bulls haven't really been in the position to fire a shot yet, 7 minutes in. Be nice to see them with their hands on ball. Chris Smith trying to catch them off guard, goes down the middle. Horn takes it.
I was very surprised to see Horn, get the nod ahead of Ali Price, who captained the team at 9 last week. They obviously see something special in Horn, don't they, Mark?
Glasgow going to look to clear their lines now. Horn again. Trying to attack deep. Jordan puts it out for Johnson. Vodacom Bulls up to the task defensively, containing now. Again, we said that bend, don't break strategy. Here's Xander Ferguson. His brother just scored the try. 8 minutes in, Glasgow. It's all Glasgow at the moment.
Yeah, Xander Ferguson scored now. He's back some more meat, Marcus. 3 tries from a number.
No, it was Matty Ferguson that scored the try.
As I said, it wasn't Xander. No. Yeah, good old Matty. 110 kg, 24 cap, 24-year-old Scottish international.
It's a bit light for a prop, eh?
No.
It is. 110 kg is very light.
No. Matty Ferguson Matty Ferguson's the 8. Yeah, he's 110 kg, Marcus.
Glasgow trying to not even attempt a 50-22 up the middle. Here's Chris Smith. He's going to clear. He's got the comfort of his 22-meter line to work with. That's a great clearance. Jeepers.
Yeah,
what a kick, Chris Smith.
And a word on Chris. You spoke
He's
about
not happy with it. That's a brilliant kick from Chris Smith. He thought he bought
it. No, I think Marcus, he's not happy about the touch judge.
That's what I'm saying. He thought he bit off a bit more meat off the bone there.
Yeah.
Vodacom Bulls now into Glasgow territory again, but again, Glasgow with the ball. Here's Fraser Brown. Feeds the line out. Horn. Glasgow just love keeping their hands on the pull. Here's Gordon.
Is he over that? Oh, nearly.
Just off the ball is Michael van Staden, and we spoke about the dual fetching role between our 6 and our 7. Here comes Tom Jordan. That could be high shot potentially from Lionel Mapu. Knock off from the ref. Now it is.
Yeah, Lionel Mapu there. He had no business there, Marcus, making that sort of tackle. But yeah, the Bulls, we're not. I wouldn't say we're under pressure, but we're just not. We're not playing with any ball in hand at the moment.
We're not allowed to get into our rhythm, and as you say, no ball in hand, and Glasgow just well content to just keep attacking. We spoke about how good they are attacking wise. Why should they defend? And this is why they've got so few tackles. I mean, one is work rate, the other is they just keep ball in hand for 80 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why they are the 3rd best attacking team in the competition, Marcus, because they are very strong on attack. But we're going to obviously try.
I just said.
I'm saying. But we're going to try and exploit. I'm agreeing with you, sir. We're going to try and exploit the defensive side, which we haven't been given opportunity yet. But we will see as time goes. But how beautiful is the Bulls bar, Marcus?
Look,
the Bulls are
the Bulls bar, I love it.
I love it, yeah. The dungeon.
The Bullseye bar.
The Bullseye bar. Defense boys, you can do it from Poli, and then Teresa come Bulls, Richelieu, hashtag Richelieu your way. I like that. You can stay on that train, hashtag Richelieu your way.
Here come Glasgow again in attack, looking so threatening with ball in hand. They got the back door, goes to grass, and it's a good read by Curtly Orenser. He's so good in that rabbit roll. Ferguson out the back door, they love a bit of that. And here's Tui Pilotu, the captain, on debut as captain.
It's dangerous, Marcus.
Got an overlap, and they're going to score it as well. It's Cancelier.
Yeah, Marcus. And
it's a massacre right now. It's horrible to watch.
Mark, I mean, this defense, there's so many missed tackles just in that play, Marcus. Just from that play, it's just going to add to a stat that we've really been looking at. And Glasgow really showing what they've been showing on attack throughout the competition.
Makes me feel ill. Just look at this. Again out the back door that Ferguson gives it, and then Tui Pilotu, and it's quick ball as well. You got to give them credit. Cancelier the wide. What a horrible name as well, Cancelier.
My word, I'm Valsenicom left on an island there.
But you don't want your tight lock out that far wide defending.
Mismatches. What a start by Glasgow. Really, this has been a proper punch to the stomach for the Vodacom Bulls.
We haven't had the ball for
But that was so
12 minutes.
easy again, Marcos. They were so
But it's
easy.
phase after phase. It's great ball retention, and then they go wide out the back door. It's infuriating. The Vodacom Bulls just need a bit of pill at this stage, a bit like Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I wonder how you guys feel about this at home. Let us know. You know, the Bulls are 12-0 down with the conversion to come. Do you think we are, like Mark said, we need more pull? Do you think we're slipping too many tackles? Yeah, ask Mark a question. Ask myself a question.
We're giving away, as we said, 2 sets of tickets to the Pink Day test. And on that point, Johan Janssen van Rees was saying, why pink? Why in the hell pink? And the reason, Johan, is actually it's in support of breast cancer. So it's for an incredible cause.
Yeah, so...
Zander saying, defense boys, you can do it.
Also M. De Villa says, Bulls need a defense coach. Nicole Brackman saying, come on, Bulls. We agree with you there. But guys, remember, with all your comments, hashtag Richelieu your way. Because remember, we're powered by Luna, but we are beautifully sponsored. As you can see, the Vodacom Blue Bull we're drinking here by Richelieu, because we will give you 2 sets of 4 tickets to the Pink Day fixture against the
Again,
Sharks.
Glasgow have possession. Here's Horn. They're going to race away for it. Is there a knock on? Finally, some reprieve for the Vodacom Bulls. We'll go back for the knock and we'll have possession pretty much on the halfway line. Finally, as we said, just been all Glasgow, just surge after surge, wave after wave. Vodacom Bulls constantly in defense mode. Haven't had an opportunity to catch their breath. I've been sinking this Vodacom Bull like Christmas is coming. And finally, there's a knock on, and we get an opportunity to scrum and have a bit of ball in our palms.
Yeah, for sure, Marcus.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, come on now, pause. But Mark, be honest like that. It's not a bad first shot at the Vodacom Blue Ball.
Ball in palm sounds better than watching this game.
but Mark, the Vodacom Blue Ball, no, it's not bad, eh? From Cakes.
Stunning. No, decent ball.
Yeah.
Not too heavy-handed as usual. No, well done. Congratulations. Richelieu will be proud. It's a phenomenal cocktail. If you at Loftus, and when you at Loftus, for Pink Day on the 30th of October, make sure you grab some of these. Richelieu are going to be there in the beer tent. It's an incredible drink to watch a rugby game. Cheers.
Cheers, my man.
Scrum time. Vodacom Bulls, Zuckberger. It's a great scrum, and we're going to get the
Let's
pen.
go. Finally.
Just reward. Tell you what, Francois Klopper making that number 3 jersey his own, and that's saying a lot because Mornay Smith is a hell of a player.
No, Mornay Smith is a proper rugby player, Marcus.
Friend of the show?
Friend of the show as well. You know, in the early days, he was here, Marcus. Him, Joe van Selson, Tumanjezi, who's actually on the bench this evening for the Glasgow Warriors, Marcus.
When he takes the field, that's going to be a hell of a scrap. I'll tell you what, I remember when he was signed from the Cheetahs to the Vodacom Bulls first game, he came off the bench and got into 3 scraps in a row in about 5 minutes with all of his former teammates. He's very on the edge. That's how he's going to play when he gets off the field, or gets onto the field. So I'm very excited to see that.
As well, my boy. Yeah, big, but this is a big opportunity here, Marcus, to get our rolling ball going and try and, just pull this lead back. Interesting there. Marcel Coetzee at the front.
Wow, that is strange. Here we go to Stedman Kuntz in midfield. Also a strange decision. Trying to use him as a battering ram. That's a great ball. It's Ulrich Low, well over the advantage line. Vodacom Bulls 5 meters out there, pick and go. Keep it narrow. Can they keep ball in hand? I think Glasgow over it. No! Disaster. Glasgow get over it. It's so frustrating because Vodacom Bulls finally get in a position that we can't keep ball in hand. And you look at the way Glasgow played, recycle after recycle, so comfortable with ball in hand, and that's how we want to play. But we go 2-3 phases and we lose possession.
Yeah.
Look at that. We've got 17% of the possession.
And Marcus, and that goes back to Glasgow. I'm not surprised that Glasgow got over that pull and got the ball because their turnovers one stats is unbelievable. It's 3rd or 4th in the competition, but they've also lost double that. But yeah, Marcus, we can't keep the ball. We're not playing with any possession territory. I would say we're playing a lot of the game in their half, but
they seem fine with that.
Yeah, they're happy with that.
Very comfortable with that.
So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game of rugby. Very tactical affair here. Glasgow looking the better of the two sides at the moment in their game plan.
14-0 after not even 16 minutes. Who would have thought? Vodacom Bulls just 17% of the possession they're playing with. Yes, Teresa saying, cheers, hashtag Richelieu your way. We appreciate you, Teresa.
Same with Kenneth Smith, hashtag Richelieu your way. Handling error boys, Ganon scores.
Horn's going to clear. So a rare kick from Glasgow. Perhaps an opportunity. An incredible kick from Horn. Wow, just spotted Stedman Khan slightly out of position, just pins the ball behind his dreadlocks, bounces out. That's a phenomenal kick from Greg Horn.
Yeah, he's at a great start
He has,
as
he has.
Horny.
And I wondered why Ali Price was on the bench, because Ali Price is a starting British and Irish line. He's got 54 caps for Scotland.
Yes,
Brilliant
Marky.
player. So I looked at the team sheet, I couldn't believe it.
Yep.
But this is why. Greg Horn is just in a class of his own at the moment.
Yeah, there's something to him. You know, Ali Price, he started the last game, Marcus was captaining the team. He led them out. And they're playing the finalists, so they probably must back Horny over good old Price.
Almost losing that line out. They make a meal of it to the Vodacom Bulls, but there's a knock-on, luckily for Glasgow. I think it's Scott Cummings coming through there and knocks it. But uncharacteristic. Vodacom Bulls, and we spoke about how good Glasgow's line-out is, and that's Scott Cummings, as we've said it repeatedly, now second in the comp in terms of line-out steals. He's done 4 already and made a nuisance of himself there. But the Vodacom Bulls have one of the elite line-outs in this comp. That's really one of a hill that we're willing to die on as our line-out, is that we trust it, we back it, we're comfortable with it. It's just not looking good at the moment. I mean, we saw Marcel Cossea jumping at the front of the line-out. Never seen that before.
Mark, you're completely right. You know, this Glasgow team, you know, stats-wise, they've got the second best line of the competition. If I'm not mistaken, the Bulls are either first or third. So, like, it's 2 line-out juggernauts of the game, of the competition coming up against each other. And Glasgow are winning that battle so far, Marky. And even at scrum time, they're getting the better shot.
No, but they're collapsing. That should be penalty
but
for the
balls,
Vodacom
but
Bulls.
balls available.
Clearance kick from the Vodacom Bulls. Almost finds grass in Glasgow. They're going to kick it back on us. I think they're pretty happy with this 14-point cushion. Chris Smith's going to clear. His kicking's been really good out of hand, and look at that, just a bullet. Absolute bullet. Goes down to Greg Horn. They're going to attack now, Glasgow. Here they go, on the attack, ball in hand. Got to make them make a mistake here. It's a great tackle. Marcel could see the captain, Hendrik Wessels, almost gets the steal. Yes, they love it, don't they? Getting it wide of Glasgow. It's a good tackle there from Ulrich Loh. Making a nuisance of himself at the breakdown. Makes another tackle, and he's done wonders.
This is massive. Good answer. Let him cook. Yes, sir.
Boom. Time. Vodacom Bulls. Finally, I tell you what, Ulrich Loh made that try. Gets out wide, makes the tackle. He said, I've had enough of this rubbish. Gets over the ball, just cleans that scrum off out, causes the knock on. Vodacom Bulls pick it up on the turnover. There's no other man in world rugby right now that you want ahead of that man there, Curtly Orenser, on the turnover. He's just going to race away and score the try. Look at this.
100%, Marcus. Your defense is terrified. Curtly's on fire. Your defense is terrified. Curtly's on fire. Da 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 da. Unbelievable. Curtly Orenser, the Springbok, unbelievable. And when he gets the ball there, Marcus, it's inevitable. Pocket rocket, no one's stopping him there.
Let him cook. Let Curtly cook.
Yes, sir. We needed that, didn't we?
Finally, Vodacom Bulls on the board, 14-5. A little bit of a toughie kick for Chris Smith, but we back him all the way, of course.
Yeah, and then they come in thick and fast. Peter Percent, so Orenser, boom! I agree with you there. Unbelievable. Hashtag Richelieu by Joanne Juval. What's our game plan? I'm sure we can take hold of the game, and I think we're about to start taking hold of the game. Teresa, yes. Hashtag Richelieu your way. She says, Kenneth again, hashtag Richelieu your way. Bulls by a deep and this span. I agree with that. Lots of depth in the team, and we must be proud of that for sure. Keep them coming, guys. The Vodacom Bulls have scored a try. And remember, like, comment, share, and hashtag Richelieu away, because we are giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets to the Vodacom Bulls against the South Sea Sharks at Loftus Fast on the 30th of October for the Pink Day URC Encounter Clash Derby Day. Unbelievable.
Line out to the Vodacom Bulls. Kevin saying, these oaks drunk like most Vodacom staff. Incorrect, Kevin, but you must be fun at parties.
What did he say, Mark?
He said, these oaks drunk like most Vodacom staff.
We're not drunk.
No, not at all.
Not at all, to be honest. Pocket Rocket has the correct socket. I like that. From Kevin Oscroft.
Great kick, Vodacom Bulls. Almost up to halfway, pretty much on the 10-meter line. But clearing their lines nicely, that's what you want to see. And a bit of a lull in the game now, which definitely favours the away side at the moment, because Glasgow have just been upping the ante incessantly. And again, they do. They take the quick line out. This is where they're comfortable now, is playing with a bit of pace. Curtly Orenser has to bite in. There's a line there for Cole Forbes. That's a great read from Stedman Gans. Beats Forbes as well. Great cleanup work there, Stedman Gans. Zach Burger. Going to look to create a little bit of a better angle. I think that's he fed Francois Klopper there. See, that's not what you want. You don't want Zach Burger trying to protect that. It's the last thing you want. And they're going to get a penalty. do Glasgow exactly what we said. Zuckerberg, your scrum off, that's the last man you want protecting a ruck when it's threatening, and they're just going to pile in and run right over him. That's exactly what happens, and they win the pen. In a terrible position for
horrible position.
their away side.
And I'm interested to see what they'll do here because they're looking so threatening on attack. But wow, look at that dynamism, Marcus. Look at that play, you know what I mean? Out the back door, you know, just sucking in so many defenders. Then Stedman Hunt cleans up nicely. And then again, phase after phase. Boom, Johan Nokia. Yeah, left alone, Marcus. But there were no arms in that clean out though. Literally with the shoulder. The number 3 is Zander Ferguson. Absolutely no arms in that clear out. Anyway, Candice was saying, KK and Mark, hashtag Richard your way. Do you guys think that the European Cup will play a role in the URC? He said the Heineken Cup. Mark, give that to you.
Sorry, what was the question?
Kenneth asked us if we think that the URC and the European Cup, the Heineken Cup, will play a role in the URC, will make a bit of an impact.
I mean, not really. I mean, they're two totally different competitions. But of course, you can carry your form over to the other competition. So you want to be, it's not like you're going to be winning or losing in the URC and then you jump over to the EPCR and you suddenly start winning. So I suppose from that perspective, you want to have created a culture, a team identity, and certainly a winning culture and winning mentality in the URC to feed or bleed over into the EPCR. So from that perspective, you can build a head of steam, get momentum under your feet, and then go into the EPCR. So from that perspective, yes, that's how you build an innings in a rugby season,
100%.
irrespective of them being two different competitions. Here come Glasgow. Straight to back their maul. This is the first time they've done that, and Vodacom was a little bit vulnerable there. I don't like that whatsoever, but it's now stifled. Fraser Brown, Greg Horn. There comes Brown. Good tackle there from the Vodacom Bulls, but some momentum now behind Glasgow. Pick and go again. We look vulnerable around the fringes of our breakdown. Glasgow on the precipice now. Try Glasgow at Scott Cummings.
Again, Marcus, you know, our defense just not holding, you know, it's just too easy at times, you know. Normally we'd expect the Vodacom Bulls to just, you know, to hold for longer than that and make it much more difficult than it has been for them to get over the wide toss. But it just seems so difficult. It's so easy for the attacking team at the moment when they're in the red zone.
It is too easy, and perhaps this is we've spoken about our defensive missteps, and we said they haven't really resulted in terrible moments. We've always looked comfortable and in control. Maybe perhaps in the last, say, 15, 20 minutes against Glasgow, we looked a little bit vulnerable. But other than that, the other 3 games, total control. Perhaps now these defensive missteps are catching up with us.
Yeah, 100%, Marky.
Brynley Daniel saying, we will come back, I'm relaxed. Yolisa Matanzima saying, go Bulls.
Welcome, ma'am.
Have you read this comment from Jacobus here saying, Curtly Arnott reminds me of Brian Abana when he was with the Vodacom Bulls?
Yeah, that's not a bad shot at all. I mean, you know, he's as explosive as you know, as X Factor-esque as Brian Abana was, Marcos.
Can someone at home Google whether Thomas Jordan is the brother of Will Jordan? I'm telling you, there's a connection there.
Yeah, there must be.
They look similar, obviously same surname, both Kiwis.
Yeah, surely there's some relation there. Yeah.
Keep those comments coming. We are giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets to the Pink Day, 30 October, taking on the Chelsea Sharks. It's going to be an incredible occasion.
Yeah, it's going to be a special occasion, but the occasion we're watching here is not so spectacular. You know, we're 3 tries down already. Well, we're 3 tries down, 3 tries to 1, 21-7, 24 minutes in. It doesn't look good at the moment for the Vodacom Bulls.
Glasgow inside the 22-meter line. The exits have just been too easy, and that's one of my other issues. And Eskom's in a scrap there.
Here we go, Mark.
Oh, brilliant.
That is... And who is it? Who is
right
it?
there, we spoke about this.
This guy, he gets himself in the right positions all the time.
We're going TMO, we're going upstairs. Let's not celebrate too early. Out of nowhere, as the rain pelts down in Glasgow, Ruan Nakia looks like he makes an intercept and scores the try. I mean, I was just looking at the scrap between Eskom and someone else on the deck. But we spoke about how easy and relaxed it is for Glasgow to exit and relieve their lines. We
Yeah.
needed some penetration, some disruption, and finally we get it. Will the try stand? Let's find out.
But wow, Ruan Nokia, I will see now.
It's Eskom and Xander Ferguson. Look at it in a proper scrap there. Just look, Greg Horn at the back. It might be a charge down. I think it's a charge down from Ruan Nokia. Just want to look at the regather. It looks fine to me. Maybe they're looking at offsides as well.
Just trying
Okay,
to
he's
figure out.
definitely not offside. He charges it down. How does he collect that?
My goodness, he's so skillful. Mark, we speak about his high skill set. Is Ruan Nokia, but how he collects that is unbelievable.
So I suppose this is what's going to tell us here. You're seeing the scrap from Michael van Staden and Xander Ferguson. So Tom Jordan opts for the boot. The charge down is made. Okay, so it goes into Marcel Coetzee back and then finds itself in the hands of Ruan Nokia,
So
who
it
goes
must
on to score the try.
So maybe they're looking at offside.
They're
Or
looking at unintentional offside potentially. Depends if Marcel Coetzee was ahead or behind
Yeah.
Ruan Nokia. That's the telling difference here. As far as I'm concerned, it's a try.
yeah, as well, Marcus. There's nothing for me there. Let's have a look here.
Just want to see, is Marcel Coetzee ahead of Ruan Nokia when the charge down is made? That's the difference. I think it's a try.
I think he's in line.
It's not going to award it. It's not going to award it.
Going back for something. Or was it a pullback? Obviously,
We don't have commentary
I was about to
or
say.
the ref mic, should I say, in studio. So we're just trying to figure out exactly what the penalties, why the trial is disallowed, and why the penalty's been awarded. Can't be for that scrap between Eskom and Xander Ferguson. I mean, I'll be absolutely gobsmacked if that's the reason. It looks like that could be the reason. Can't be. I mean, that would be absolutely ridiculous. I'll throw this mic into the TV if that's the reason. Looks like that's what we're looking at here. Xander Ferguson pulls out Eskom, but he's holding Eskom.
Yeah, Mark, they're looking at that.
Please let us know at home if that is actually the reason that try was disallowed, because
It
I'm
must be.
shocked if that is the reason.
It must be.
Absolutely shocked.
That must be the reason. That was just a rugby incident, Marcus, between two men.
Well, Eskom's being held on the
Yeah.
deck, which you're not allowed to do, and you're allowed to fight yourself free. As long as you don't throw a punch. Please let us know at home if, because we don't have the ref mic, please let us know at home if that is the reason that the try was disallowed.
Clinton, yeah, the only reason we were so quiet there is because we were just trying to figure out what was going on, because we don't have the luxury of a ref mic here, so we're just trying to figure out. But don't worry, the energy is here, don't worry. Here come the Vodacom Bulls, Marcus. We won the ball anyway. We attack. Up the guts, Jan Hendrik Wessels gets driven back though. Zach Berger, Volstenka, Mark the Hammer Nanko to take us away.
Comes Zuckerberg again. They're deliberately slowing it down on Glasgow, and the ref's just allowing them to get away with murder, as they do in the Northern Hemisphere. And you can just tell the ref is itching to give away a penalty here against the attacking side. In this case, the Vodacom Bulls, of course. Zach Berger is going to feed the should-have-been try scorer, Ruan Nokia. I'm absolutely shocked. And again, it's a slow rollout. This should be a penalty, Vodacom Bulls. Finally, he gives it. We've had several of those. It's Ferguson, the try scorer.
Yeah, and now we've been put in a position where we have to go for the line, Marcus, and try and claw our way back into this game, and which is something we don't really want when it playing a team like Glasgow.
A couple of comments here, Cakes, and as mentioned earlier, we are giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets to the Pink Day on 30 October. Griselda saying, "Go Bulls, you look sexy in pink." Rian saying, "Defense is terrible." We agree with you there, Rian. Shakira saying, "Bulls on fire tonight." Let's hope they get a bit of a fire under their bums now at line-out time and score a try.
Yeah, 100%. And to remember what Mark said, obviously the prize, but remember, to stand a chance to win the prize, you have to hashtag Richelieu your way and like, comment, and share. And most importantly, hashtag Richelieu your way, because those are our proud sponsors.
More time, Vodacom Bulls. It's on the attack. Surely the ref doesn't give a penalty for collapsing. Unreal at this stage. This ref's having a nightmare, as they all do. Pick and go Vodacom Bulls, playing in 16 men, but we're used to this. This was our entire November tour last season. Penalty finally But this is the issue that I have, is that when you kill the ball deliberately, as Glasgow do, and they just fall all over it, off your feet at the ruck time, hands in the ruck, and the referee doesn't give it and doesn't give it and doesn't give it, and you feel as a forward that you need to take the law into your own hands, and you go barreling in for a clean out, and then they give a penalty against you for being overly aggressive or a dangerous clean out. And this is the worry we have. If refs allow opposition to get away with murder at the breakdown, we take the law into our own hands, and then they penalise the other team. It's dangerous on the part of the referee, so let's iron that out. As we see Jan-Hendrik Wessels feed the line out. Again, early shift from Glasgow, not called.
Okay, cool, yeah, Marcus. A little bit of turn of direction, but again, Marcus, this is
irritating me
collapsing.
because
There's so many
Glasgow
people on the
all
ground
over
there.
it.
No, man.
They're coming in from the side. They're swimming around the side again. They just took Roanoke here off the ball. Referee puts his hands up, says, go for
Absolutely
it.
nothing.
This is a shocking, shocking display from this pathetic man in yellow. Glasgow have possession again. And a penalty against the Vodacom Bulls, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe what you are watching right now? Disgraceful display.
Oh, I can't believe what I'm watching, Mark. You're so right. And the rain's coming down, definitely, and the conditions aren't in our favour either. Oh, this has been a shocker, absolute shocker in Glasgow.
Leslie saying, can someone bring me oxygen? Yeah, I agree with you there.
Peter Becerra saying, Kaya Holuja, relax, Diplocom no, hashtag Richelieu your way. I agree with you there, the Bulls are coming now. Kevin Oscar saying, boys, disappointing us, Sharks really didn't do great. Yeah, Sharks didn't do great, but we didn't speak about that
Sharks
team from the coast.
it.
Absolutely bottled it. But yeah, keep them coming, guys. It's an unbelievable prize. We just gobsmacked at what we're seeing, to be honest, on the field at the moment.
What's being allowed to transpire? Glasgow knocked the ball backwards at the line, not scrappy for them in the pelting rain. We're going to have a knock-on. Scrum Vodacom Bulls.
Yeah, I agree with you there. You know, our defense is worrying me from Jacobus Cornelsen. Welcome back, Jacobus, another, a staunch supporter of the show. So, yeah, our defense is a worrying factor, but our defense hasn't been the biggest worry so far. The ref so far has been the biggest worrying factor. Other than those two runaway tries, the ref has been the biggest worrying factor for sure. But, yeah, oh no, from Teresa Moyla. I agree with you there.
Keep those comments coming. We're giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets to Pink Day, Loftus Fastfold. It's going to be an incredible occasion. Vodacom Bulls, South Sea Sharks, all in the name of breast cancer awareness. Don't miss out on that. Back to the game now. Zuckerberg is going to feed the scrum. It collapses. Far side. We're going to have a reset. The rain is absolutely pumping down at the moment. Xander Ferguson's getting a talking to.
Yeah, I think the whole front row is getting a talking to, Marky. You know, the rain's pelting down. We're playing on a synthetic pitch. This is an injury's favorite is condition. If you're an injury, if your name is injury, you are here today. My goodness. Hashtag Richelieu your way. How many Richelieu did the Drev drink before the game? Yeah, I also wonder there, Dion, how many Richelieus this guy drank, but I'm sure it was way too many.
Yeah, Zandre agreeing, saying the ref is absolutely shocking. We concur with that, Zandre. He's been pathetic. He's been absolutely terrible. It's a disgrace, a scourge on the game. And it needs to be dealt with soon, because I'm getting absolutely sick of watching these little men in yellow in the middle prance around like fairies and try and impose themselves on the game.
The amount of times I've heard that line, those couple of sentences, it just shows how bad they are.
Finally, the ref gives a penalty to the Vodacom Bulls at scrum time. Really, and this should be a yellow card, because they've had 3 penalties in a row at scrum time. James Batty laughing. You can laugh all the way back to the try line, China.
Yeah. James Batty, you got an unfortunate surname. I won't say what that actually means, what Batty means, but if you're British, you know what a Batty is. But anyway, acting really like a Batty is James Batty there. Hi guys, how are you? From Sean Fenter. We are great. How are you, sir?
Are we great? I'm not great. I'm fuming.
I'm good, China. I'm just not happy with what's happening on the pitch.
Not time. Jan-Hendrik Wessels. Got to get something here. Try time, surely, in the reckoning. 9 minutes to go in the first half. 21-7 down on the Vodacom Bulls. Now, Glasgow don't actually infringe here, so this should be a decent, at least a fair shot at a more, and Jan-Hendrik Wessels peels away with it, beats his first man. Zuckerberg about 7 meters out. The feed, Nokia. Pick and go. It looks like Escom. A little bit sideways now. Penalties gone to Glasgow.
Again. It's just so disheartening, is it, Marcus? Every time we get a little bit of something in the red zone, when a penalty infringement is given away. Let's see what this is for. Slow rollout, I think.
It's holding on. Is it? I mean, who had rights to that ball?
Anyway, we move on. Yeah, Leslie Taylor said, I would love to sit on Loftus one day. Leslie, if you want to sit on Loftus one day, you do stand the chance of winning a set of 4 tickets. All you need to do is like, comment, share, and hashtag Richelieu your way, and you can be at Pink Day against the Sharks on the 30th of October. Unbelievable. A Sunday afternoon at Loftus. Doesn't get better than that.
Peter saying, little minion yellow bunch of minions. Hashtag Richelieu your way. What a comment. Here comes Ferguson again. Glasgow up for the boot now of Greg Horn. And under it is Cornel Hendricks, takes it sweetly. Vodacom Bulls in possession, but you don't really want to be in this weather, and the ball spills out of that breakdown. Glasgow have it. It's a shocker. On the halfway line, they're probably going to opt for the boot. Oh, they're going to. Oh, there they do. Tui Pilotu spots a lot of space. It's going to dribble out, and it's our worst nightmare.
What a kick. My goodness, Marcus.
And it's breakdown. It's breakdown. We spoke about the feast or famine of Glasgow, where they brilliant defensively over the ball. On attack, not so much. But we haven't been able to exploit the fact that they are one of the worst teams with ball in hand at the breakdown.
Yeah.
But one of the best defensively
teams, yeah.
at the breakdown. And they are dominating the breakdown on both sides of the ball. So we really need to iron that out quickly. Half-time's approaching, got 7 minutes. Got a bit of a precarious line-out here. Voltsenkamp takes it. Tell you what, that's going to be a huge loss when Voltsenkamp leaves.
Yeah, massive loss, Marcus. And that number 4 role, he's grown so much into that role, as a physical, he's grown as a physical imposer. He imposed himself on the field, he's grown such leaps and bounds. And to lose a man of his stature, a man we thought should have been in the Springbok setup, it's going to be a massive loss, Marcus. I concur with you there, my man.
Fazer Brown's going to feed this line out. I'd like to see some more contesting at the front from the Vodacom Bulls. Nothing. More time Glasgow. It's been sacked legally so by the Vodacom Bulls, so that's a great little effort there. Glasgow standing very deep on attack, and the ball dribbles beyond the halfway line. It's a good shot from Francois Klopper. Horn's going to kick. Someone should field this. Again, there's just too much space behind Stefan Gans, who's now going to clear, and it is a pretty decent hoof there from the former Sevens player, the Blitzbok.
They're coming at us now, Marcus.
Glasgow going to attack, but they're
Forbes.
6s and 7s. It's a good shot. That's a massive shot. Was that Jan-Hendrik Wessels?
Yeah, it was, Marky. Great shot from Hendrik Wessels.
Good counter shove as well from the Vodacom Bulls, making life a little bit more difficult for Glasgow, and that's what we need to do. They've just had their way at the breakdown. Need to get involved. And now they're going to attack down the blind side, and Stefan Gans makes the tackle, and we try and get over it, but it's too quick of a recycle for Glasgow. Again, they're standing very deep on attack, and they get hit behind the advantage line. Horn, again, so deep. Now they're going to clear. Arends is on it. Arends is going to kick it back. Gets the banana out. It's a wobbly old one. It's a good kick, though.
A wobbly old banana, Marcus, but they're coming back at us.
Arends makes the tackle. He's brilliant. His change of direction is phenomenal. Glasgow in possession, but in their own half, can the Vodacom Bulls create some kind of error from Glasgow? They're happy to spread it out wide, out the back door. Tui Pilotu. Jeepers. Another missed tackle.
Oh, no, man!
Goes. Is he going to score it? Tackle's made.
It's a great tackle, Chris Smith.
Oh, he's going to score it. Is he? He reaches out. I think he's got this.
Yeah, I think he's got it as well, Marcus. He had a
Ref's
place
given
an
it.
opportunity.
Ref's given it.
Oh, my goodness.
Are we going to go upstairs?
This is
It's
shocking.
an absolute nightmare.
This is a shamble. Energy, in studio, energy with Mark and I comes when your team plays well. That's where good energy comes from. When your team is not playing well, when we're against the wall, it's difficult to bring energy when we're getting absolutely slaughtered. So it's really difficult here for us in the studio, Mark. Oh.
Pillar post. It's Horn up the middle. I just want to see this. Tackle's made by Chris Smith. He's allowed to get up. Then David Creel just flailing. Does he have control of that ball when it's grounded?
Let's have a look. This should tell us.
Okay, he's down there. He can place. Does he get over the line? I think he's short.
Let's have a look.
Might be short here, ladies and gentlemen. We are clutching at straws slightly. This angle won't do it. We need the other one. Yeah, this angle is not going to tell us.
Boot there. Does have control of
It
it?
looks like it's on the line there, but we need the side angle. Knowing the TMOs in this day and age, will just give the try. We need the side angle. He's given it without looking at the side.
It's just typical standard. If that was a Loftus fast fault, Marcos, with an Irish or whatever Welsh ref, we're looking at that for a good 2 minutes. Oh. Eric Haggard saying also the ref's fault. So this is a Vodacom Bulls bias commentary page. We're talking about how the ref has been really shocking this game. That was a fair try. We felt that maybe the TMO could have looked at it deeper at that, but it wasn't. Zani Ron's agreeing saying looks short to me. Bias struck by Leo on Poseidon note.
All we want is the side angle, because any reasonably intelligent person, and will know, is that if it's that you need the side angle. So that's all we're asking.
This referee is toxic by Kevin Oscroft. Yeah, Vodacom Bull supporters, we concur with you. We are big Bull supporters. It's really tough here. You know, we never see. It's seldom to see our boys take points like this in the first half of the game. So many. What's going on in Glasgow, Mark? What is going on?
Glasgow again. Are we going to allow them an easy exit? Yep, we are. Horn is going to box kick back at us. We've got 2 minutes to do something here. 28-7 down. And we spoke about defense earlier and how we believe our missed tackles will finally catch up with us. And perhaps this is the game where that happens. We've missed far too many tackles
100%.
and scored too many points. And now it's starting to look like perhaps those defensive lapses are, as I said earlier, catching up with us. And now we find ourselves in a 21-point hole.
Mark, I think a bit of light, because we love the Bulls fans. Johan Al saying, "Gooi bietjie Ricky Low for halftime." You know what I mean? And I agree with you, Johan. A bietjie Ricky Low will really soothe the pain we're feeling right now. And remember to hashtag Richly your way with every comment, and like, comment, and share.
Just remember, game's not even close to being over. 3-try ball game. Here come the Vodacom Bulls. Can they create something before halftime? I just kind of feel that they need to. And again, Zuckerberger in the position that you don't want your scrum off, having to get over and secure ball at the breakdown. Chris Smith, there's nothing happening there. He's going to have to tuck and go. And can he get to ground here? He can. So now they must release. Ball spills out. Penalty. Vodacom Bulls. Got a kick for the corner here and hopefully create something before halftime.
Yeah, hopefully, Marcus, Glasgow to get a bonus point. I'm so gobsmacked. They've gotten a bonus point, a 4-try bonus point in the first half of the game. Unbelievable. This is just, I don't know. Really don't know anymore. True to the blue. Hashtag Richly away. Charles Edward Blykeys, thank you, sir. Keep them coming. Alex Leather saying, you boys don't like the rain. The Bulls do more often than struggle in the rain. I have to agree with you there. Let's not despair. Hashtag Bulls family. Hashtag Richly away by Teresa. Thank you, ma'am. We need that positivity. Sean Fenter asking, where you broadcasting from? Beautiful studios in Centurion, sir. With good old Steph here.
Okay, we found our jumper there. Jan-Hendrik Wessels, again, the Moors just moving back at a rate of knots. You'd have to imagine that's early, and Cummins has come through the middle, and this is going to be a scrum to Glasgow, and that's a shocker. That's an absolute shocker. And Eskom, I'll tell you what, he's at the end of his tether. He's at the end of his tether now. Glasgow have just been allowed to get away with far too much at breakdown and more time. And Eskom is fuming. And that's going to be it for the half. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, couldn't have had a worse half of rugby. And we've spoken about the ref, and I'm going to keep saying, I think the ref has had an absolute shocker. I think he's been pathetic. He's been terrible. Should never be allowed to ref a game again. That being said, Glasgow have been the better team. They've game planned for us so well. They've kept ball in hand. They've seen our missed tackle stats for 3 weeks and said, let's keep ball in hand. These oaks are going to miss 30 tackles in a game. And if they do that, they're not going to win. And as a result, Glasgow have run out and scored 4 tries and scores 28-7.
And what you just said is the most important thing. Us saying that the ref and Mark saying the ref is horrible, it's not saying that Glasgow are terrible. It's just saying that the ref is bad and Glasgow are good.
Glasgow have been brilliant.
Yes.
They've been brilliant. But on top of that, they've definitely been helped by an incompetent ref.
100%, Marky.
Again, that being said, Glasgow deserved the lead and they've run out to a very healthy one. It's now up to the Vodacom Bulls to respond. and up to Jake White to deliver a game plan and perhaps make changes at halftime. We'll see. And we have all of the trust in the world in Jake White, who's one of the best coaches in world rugby, to scheme open players and create a game plan that allows us to get back into this game and ultimately win it. I still don't believe we're out of this contest. 21 points. I think Glasgow scored 28 points in the first half. We can score 21 points in the second. And then it's an even ball game. And I think we'll come out with a different game plan. And I still believe we won this game, but it's going to be a hell of a test of the Vodacom Bulls' mettle to come back. But we'll see you for the second half. Stay tuned. Bullseye commentary.
Hammer.
We'll take you through. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating a Vodacom Bulls victory at the end of this with our mates over at Disciplinary. See you for the second half. Okay, we are back in Glasgow. Obviously, we aren't. We're at the Bullseye Bar here in Centurion. Glasgow looks terrible. I mean, pelting with rain. But the Vodacom Bulls are absolutely struggling, 28-7 down. And it's been a tough first 40. And yes, we spoke about the ref, and I stand by my comments. I know there's a couple of comments saying anti-us, we're blaming the ref. And we're not blaming the ref for the entire performance. We think the ref could be a hell of a lot better, and he hasn't been good by any stretch. However, we're not down because of the ref. We're down because we've shot ourselves in the foot. Let's hope we can rebound quickly in the second half. And immediately, it's a great kickoff from Chris Smith. And there's a knock. It went backwards from Glasgow. But a little bit of pressure applied to Glasgow from the kickoff, which we've been sorely missing in the opening 40. KK is going to actually pour us one of our special Richelieu Vodacom Bull cocktails. KK, if you want to get ahead with us and maybe explain exactly what you're doing as we see Glasgow kick back on us on Orense.
Yeah, 100%, Marky. You're looking very dry here, Marky. So it's an unbelievable bull. The Vodacom Blue Bull.
Vodacom Bull, Vodacom Bull cocktail. Nice carry there from Orense, and here comes Ruan Okia, Chris Smith. It's all a little bit narrow, but nice straightening there by the Vodacom Bulls and just trying to manufacture something. It's been a real slog in the first 40. Here comes Zuckerberger, gives out to Chris Smith. Nice pass across the face of the defense to Voltsenkamp, but Scott Cummins and co were up to the task. And here's Tui Palatu, who's stolen it, gives it to Ferguson, who's had a big first 40.
Running low on ice here, Marco. Give me a second, I'll be back.
Here come Glasgow again, slowing it down a little bit. Not trying to go via their back line. It's Ferguson again. Glasgow really upping the ante and playing with tempo. And here's Fraser Brown. And just like that, into the Vodacom Bulls half. Not what you want to see. Ferguson, short ball. Been lively. Batty over that. Marcel Kutsia wins the turnover, and it's a crucial one. Finally, we get some purchase at the breakdown. Brilliant from Marcel Kutsia. Vodacom Bulls use their get-out-of-jail free card. Marcel Kutsia wins the turnover, and on that moment, we have an incredible new little segment we're going to do here. We're going to allow you at home to vote in a poll. So the poll and the question is, whom do you back at 10 for the Vodacom Bulls going forward for the rest of the season? Of course, we see Christmas starting here. Jan Goosen started last week. Got Morne sent off the bench, as we mentioned, through the best fly-offs in the game. So vote at home. Just use the QR code. Use your camera. Scan the QR code. And then vote for the fly half that you believe should be in the number 10 jersey for the Vodacom Bulls for the rest of the season. Of course, you've got Goose, you've got Morne Stan, you've got Chris Smith. So vote at home, and at the end of the show, we will chat about the results and come to some sort of conclusion. So vote at home. It's an interesting little question there for you. And we'll give our answers as well at the end of the game.
100%. And as I'm making marks, the Vodacom Bull, a little bit of ice. Well, top it up with ice, like up to the rim, make it nice and icy. And then Marcus, because it is summer, bit of lime. And then mark this beautiful cordial, and then to round it off, the main event, the Richelieu.
Hey, here come the Vodacom Bulls in a little bit of territory now and playing with some more vigor. Here comes Zuckerberger. The ball's been, oh my goodness, penalty to Glasgow. They've won so many turnovers. We spoke about the feast or famine. They've absolutely feasted in the opening 43 minutes of this contest. It's Sander Ferguson again, who's had a massive game for Glasgow. They've won the turnover at a crucial moment. Vodacom Bulls just can't clear out at the breakdown. It's Klopper, man. And then Zuckerberger gives it to Gerrie Steenkamp, gets over the advantage line, takes 3 or 4 to bring him down. I didn't see any release there from Ferguson. But his but's over the moon for him. And Glasgow going to clear their lines. And Vodacom Bulls need a strategy, need a plan quickly, or this game can run away from them. Keep those comments coming at home. We are giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets to the Vodacom Bulls versus South Sharks on Pink Day, 30 October. It's going to be one of the biggest games of the season, one of the biggest events. Make sure you comment and share and use hashtag Richelieu if you want to be involved in that. And there's a breakaway from Glasgow. Another missed tackle from the Vodacom Bulls. Here's Ferguson playing with tempo in the rain. Got to give credit to Glasgow for being so enterprising and so positive with ball in hand in such tough conditions. Here comes Horn. Tui Palatu out the back door. Good read from Sebman Gans. Cancelier, who scored a try in the first half. Another missed tackle. Vodacom Bulls defense really reeling at the moment. They've been sucked in. It's narrow now. Now we're in trouble. Now they're going to spread it. And there's Sam Johnson, who's a Scottish international in his own right. At the back door, Glasgow. Now they're up for the boots. It's a tricky one. It's a very tricky one indeed. Curtly Arnson has to cover so much ground. He's got great range, but even he can't get there in time. The ball dribbles out into touch. It's a great field position now for Glasgow, and of course it's a 50-22 to add insult to injury. Wow.
Yeah, Mark, it's just been, again, it's been a continuation of the absolute atrocity that was happening in the first half. Obviously, pouring over into the second half. Scores 28-7 to Glasgow. But we move on. Kenneth Smith saying, #Richelieu your way, Kombela on Soek Punter. Yes, we are looking for points. We really need the boys to really pull it together here. We are far better than them from Marlon Buchard saying, and I agree with you there. #Richelieu. Remember, guys, to #Richelieu away. We're giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets to the Vodacom Bulls against the South Sea Sharks on 3rd of October on Pink Day.
Not time. Here come Glasgow. Oh, it's a penalty to the Vodacom Bulls. A red penalty. I think it's offside. So they were charging ahead before the ball exited that maul. And just a reminder, we've got this incredible poll running. Vote for your Vodacom Bulls fly half, whom you believe should be holding the reins. We've got 3 world-class fly halves to choose from. Comment, scan that QR code that you can see on the screen right now. Just use your phone camera, scan it, and then it'll take you immediately to the site and vote.
Unbelievable. I'm interested to see what's going to happen there, Marky. Who do you think the fans are going to pick? Or who would you say?
I think we discussed it at the end. I mean, there's an argument to be made for any one of the 3. I think I've got an idea of who you're going for, but let's chat at the end of the show.
Yeah,
it's going to be quite a tasty little debate there.
Yeah, I'm going to put my kahunas on the line and say I'm going to go for Chris Smith because of his form. He's brought in from last season into this season. So I don't know what the Bulls fans will think. The darling of Loftus, Mornay Steyn, Johan Goosen, the absolute gem of SA Rugby. Who's it going to be?
Well, Chris Smith.
I've already said Chris
Solid
Smith.
Chris Smith. Here comes the Vodacom Bulls over the top of the line on inside ball to Eskom. He's been very quiet in the first half, uncharacteristically so. Vodacom Bulls in a rare bit of territory now and possession. Can they recycle and go through enough phases to score a try here? That's the million-dollar question. Zuckerberg, it looks a little bit scrappy, but nice carry from Ulrich Loh. Again, it's messy at the breakdown. It's come awry.
And look forward that.
So frustrating. Glasgow clear. We are our own worst enemy. Our own worst enemy. There's Chris Smith. He's got to give it. Oh, he's in trouble now. He's run himself into serious danger. And Glasgow absolutely flood the breakdown and they've stolen it. Why did we not clear our lines? Another tackle from Curtly Arnson, who's been fantastic, on Fraser Brown. Vodacom Bulls. It's just reminiscent of that ghastly tour last year where we just couldn't get a foothold in the game. It's one of those. I feel like I've been transported back to that season, but there's a massive shot in midfield, enormous. We need more of that. I think it was Ulrich Loh put that tackle, and that ball looked forward to Cancelier, got to make the tackle, goes on the inside, gives the offload. This is a try to Glasgow, and that is an absolute death nail. Death nail for the Vodacom Bulls.
Can't believe this. Honestly.
That's a death nail, Kegs. And the road back from that it's going to be a really, really tough one. It's going to require every sinew in our being to fight back from that.
Yeah, well, what has gone wrong? What has gone wrong, at this point, this is beyond the ref. This is just, I want to look at this comment from Conrad Kedeka saying that the Bulls are missing a bit of heart today. And maybe that is it, maybe that is what it is, are we too scared to tackle? Are we not putting in the tackles? And we spoke about it in the pre-game show about how we are going to be judged by our tackling stats at the end of the day and our lack in defensive ability.
Well, speaking of tackle, Ulrich Loh might be in a spot of bother for that shot now. They're looking at it again. Just want to see if it was beyond the horizontal. It's a good shot. Just having a look at that, and the way the game's being reffed at the moment, you fear that this could be a card of some form. You're hoping it's yellow and not red. He makes the hit. Does he lift the leg?
Does he go the
Yeah, he does. He does.
Oh, that's dangerous.
It's a card, whether it's red or yellow, that remains to be seen.
Johan Janssen van Rensburg saying, no flip, I'm going to the bar. #Richelieu your way. Pour yourself a Richelieu there. Only thing that can soothe what we're seeing here. This is an absolute shamble.
Try's obviously been awarded. It's 33-7. We just want to see what the outcome is of that tackle.
I mean, going into this game, Bulls were second, Glasgow were 11th. It was nearly a sure thing, you would think, before the game. But obviously not. Rugby has a weird way of humbling you, doesn't it, at times?
The worst part of it is that it's not even been close. It's not even been close. Well, we are still giving away incredible prizes here in the studio. We've got 2 sets of 4 tickets to give away to lucky fans who want to get involved. Make sure you share, comment, use the hashtag #RishLuYourWay if you want to get involved. You could win an incredible experience, Loftus Versfeld, at the end of October when the Vodacom Bulls take on the South Sea Sharks on Pink Day. On Kirtley Arendse, he's been exceptional this evening, as Kirtley Arendse, the diminutive man in the scrum cap at 15, has been brilliant. Here come the Vodacom Bulls. Can they go through some phases? Here's Ulrich Loh, and again, we've been missing our stars, and it's a guy like Ulrich Loh, it's a guy like Marcel Coetzee. We really need them to get a foothold in this game. And can we go through more than 4 or 5 phases? Are we capable this evening of doing that? Because that's what's going to be the telltale sign of, can we mount any kind of fight back here? Here's Lionel Mapu. Glasgow again make a mess of the breakdown for the Vodacom Bulls. They've been really poor in that aspect. It's a nice ball for Lionel Mapu. Oh, sorry, Kirtley Arendse has beaten his first man. He's done so well. Gives it back. Here's Cornel Hendricks. Fights off 2 defenders. Again, it looks scrappy. But here's Eskom. Clean ball for Zuckberger.
Come on, Zach!
Goes. Gives it to Ruan Nokia. There's no one to defend. But to clean the breakdown, we get the ball back, and a little bit of initiative from the Vodacom Bulls is so good to see. Chris Smith shows and goes. Just got to keep going through the phases, and one of the most positive bits of play we've seen so far from the Vodacom Bulls. Stephen Kantz operating very close to the ruck. That's going to be a penalty to Glasgow.
Oh, my goodness, Marcus. They are
It's
all
Ferguson
over.
again. It's Ferguson again.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with the cleaning or the interpretation of the breakdown.
Yeah, it looked very legal from our perspective, but wow, Marcus, they are flooding us. They are all over us. And Marcus, the stats are coming in. They're coming in thick and fast. Mornay Steyn and Chris Smith hold 25% Mornay Steyn, 25% Chris Smith, 50% Johan Goosen, votes-wise. Interesting stats there, Mark.
Yeah, keep those votes coming. Of course, scan the QR code. You can see it the top of your screen there. Scan that, and you can cast your vote. Sintu Manjezi, he's no stranger to Vodacom Bulls fans. He's about to take the field for his newly adopted team, Glasgow Warriors. I mean, the worst part about this is we're talking about the Vodacom Bulls as if the game is over. There's still 13 minutes to go in this contest.
Lots of time to go, and we know we can score points in instants, in patches of play. So let's see now, but it's just not looking great for us, though.
It's a great line-out from Glasgow. Now they're going to attack, and they just afforded too much time with the ball. Vodacom Bulls very passive defensively. Nice tackle from Lionel Mapu. Horn. It's a short ball from Ferguson. We've heard his name so many times. Surely Marcel can win that. They can't. Their clean-out strategy is just perfect. Richie Gray. They just look a lot more threatening and a lot quicker with ball in hand. Here's Tui Pilatu. Tackles made by Eskom. That's the perfect opportunity to steal that ball. But here come Glasgow. They're going to opt for the boot now. And this is another area where we've really struggled. There's just so much space.
Oh, my goodness.
Cornel Hendricks has made a meal of it. He's made an absolute meal of it. He's touched the ball. It's gone out. And Glasgow have the line out. And it's...
And to Teresa Moore saying, what can we do in 30 minutes? Hashtag visually aware. A lot can happen in 30 minutes, but we must just hope that the lot that happens is in our favor there, Teresa. And then Kenneth Smith saying, hashtag visually your way. Bulls are not in the game. I think traveling is playing a role. It's the first time we have traveled this season outside of Gauteng in this competition. But I don't think it should play a role. Our time zones aren't too different from theirs. But to be taking, for lack of a worse word, beating like this is terrible. Kenneth Smith saying, KK, you look tired, bro. Kenneth, I'm not tired. I'm just really, really, really disappointed at this stage.
More from Glasgow. Again, the defense is soft. And again, they make a mess, but not enough for us to really do anything. Surely we're over that ball. Surely we've won that ball. Finally, a penalty goes our way at the breakdown. The steals from Jan Hendrik Wessels. Finally.
Okay. Could this be the turning point, Mark? Could this be what we needed to just get something from this game?
Well, if it is, it has to happen immediately. Time is running out. 53 minutes gone. Vodacom Bulls in a 35-7 drumming by Glasgow Warriors, the home side. And if there is any chance way back into this game, it has to happen right now.
Yeah, it does. It does. We need winner first things first. Win our own ball, get this line out, and then just go and phase out. Stick to what we know best. You know what I mean? Get the heavy hitters up front. Hit them in up the nose. Eat some glass. And the blue bomb squad is on. What we need right now, Marcus. Physicality.
Those marks, hopefully they can make some sort of difference. At scrum time, we've been good. We can't criticize the scrum whatsoever. The scrum's been much better than Glasgow's. Line out, a pillar for us of strength has been really dodgy. I think defense has just been nowhere. There just hasn't been defense, and I'm scared already to look at the defensive stats. Here comes Imrus Papier. He can create something, but really it's been breakdown. And again, Glasgow just flood the breakdown. They kick it out, so we'll get a 22 dropout. But really, the difference has been our defense, which has not been up to standard, and then breakdown has just been a free-for-all, really. An absolute free-for-all.
Complete free-for-all.
The vet saying Bulls the weakest side in SA, the cheaters would have done better. That is a bizarre comment about a team that was in the final of Vodacom URC last season. Perhaps maybe you don't know your rugby, the vet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, for sure. Let's gain some ground from Therese. #Bulls, #Richelieu away. For sure. And then final, Peter Beseda note. I love the optimism saying final score 42-35 to the Vodacom Bulls. #Richelieu away. We love that there, Peter. I love the optimism. Can we just get something from this? Is there something special on the horizon for the Vodacom Bulls? Energy is needed for the Vodacom Bulls fans here in the Bulls bar.
More than enough time to come back. It's just, can we fire a shot? That's a great scrum, Vodacom Bulls. I mean, that should be a penalty. I don't know why the ref is taking that long. There's a penalty, Vodacom Bulls. Finally, we get the purchase from all the dominance at scrum time. And there's a huge scrap there. Ulrich Lowe and Matt Fagerson are having a massive one-on-one. Man v man, it's a huge one on the deck there. Ulrich Lowe is definitely getting the better of him. He's been all over.
Oh my word, it's happening now, Marcos. Here we go.
This is a
ding,
huge
ding.
One. This is a huge one, but Ulrich Lowe got just creamed Fagerson there. It was great to see. We're going to have a couple looks at it. It's a good old-fashioned rugby scrap. Let's move on from it. I don't want to see now 700 angles where we over-analyze either side. I don't want to see a yellow for Glasgow from that. It's a good scrap. That's how rugby should be played. Let's move on. See, Oracle there's nothing in that. He makes a tackle.
It's on the 9. There you go.
Yeah, and the 9's having a scrap, and then it's Fagerson versus Oracle. But you cannot tell me there's anything in that. Unless there's a different angle and we've missed something. It's a good old-fashioned scrap. So he follows through with the tackle slightly. There's nothing in it. No, there's nothing in it.
Yeah. I'm a Fagerson trying to protect his number 9.
It's good on him, and that's what your 8th man should do. You should protect. So great. No harm done. Love from both sides. Fagerson's doing the right thing there. Ulrich Lowe's not going to take a backward step. Bit of a scrap, both teams flood in, we move on. We don't need, let's not get a lecture from this referee now. That's the last thing we want. Another ref talk, go warn each side. It's a old-fashioned rugby scrap. We want to see more of this. It's part of the game. It's a contact sport.
Yeah, as Dwayne from Maryland said, this is not touch rugby, we're playing touch rugby now. No, this is, it's a physical game of rugby. Of course, sometimes a player might niggle another one. But anyway.
Two reminders, actually. One, we're giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets. 2, Vodacom Bulls taking on the South Sea Sharks on Pink Day, 30 October. You don't want to miss this at Loftus Festival. It's going to be an occasion. It's going to be an event. Make sure you comment, share, and use #Richelieu your way. Ask a comment, make a statement, say something about the ref, say something about us, say something about the game in general, but use #Richelieu your way. You'll get in the running for those incredible tickets, that incredible prize, and then scan the QR code that you'll see on your screen. That'll take you to the side where you can vote on whom you believe should be the Vodacom Bulls starting 10 for the rest of the season. That's the score so far. Jan Goosen well in the lead. Make sure you comment. Make sure you scan the QR code and then vote. Cast your vote. Now we're seeing Mornay Steins jumped to the top there.
Yeah, with Jan Goosen at 50% now.
50-50.
Oh, my word. And Marcus, remember, we are Bullseye, proudly powered by Luno, Marcus. unbelievable there as well. But yeah, it's been a tough old encounter. Someone's going to see the
Seeing
cheese.
a yellow, be very interested to see who's going to get the cheese here. It might be double yellow for Ulrich and the scrum off. Be very interested to see, because I mean, I'll be shocked if we see a yellow for that. I mean,
It's a yellow for Horn, Marcus. You know, obviously he's the
it's
one.
a double yellow, Kate.
Oh no! Both of them. They're having a little word there. A little bit of a laugh and a smile.
Yeah, it's carrying on there.
No love lost there for sure. Ulrich not happy there.
Why are we seeing yellows for pushing and shoving? This game has gone to the dogs at the moment. I mean, if we're letting little men with no integrity, who've never played a contact sport in their life, control the game that we love. We want to see a scrap.
Minions.
There's nothing in that.
Minions.
There's nothing in that. It's a scrap. There's no punches thrown. There's nothing dangerous. It's a scrap. All rugby purists want to see it. Move on. There's nothing in it. I don't want to agree with the yellow on either side. Anyway, Bismarck's going to feed the line out on the 22. Voltien comes taken in the air. Ref says, puts his hands up, says, carry on. Oh, he's had a shocker.
Yeah, carry on.
Now he's going to give a scrum to Glasgow. This ref should be, honestly, yeah, I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Let's keep it PG, Marcus.
He should be dealt with. That's all I'm going to say, because that is a disgrace again.
And you know, Marcus, and you know, when people, you know, they go at us for tuning the ref, well, they put Nigel Owens in, you know, in the refereeing panel so that they can sort this problem out with the poor refereeing in the URC refs.
Great referee, Nigel Owens. Great referee.
But with that said, Marcus, you know, I would, if you're getting a double yellow, I think they got the worst side of that, because if you lose a 9, you're losing your halfback there. At least an 8, you can kind of cover it, especially with 14v14.
I like this comment.
And Ali Price comes on that note.
I like this comment here from Kevin, who said that, what's 8 doing, red card? And I didn't want to bring that up, but I saw a blatant forearm to the face from Matt Ferguson on Ulrich Lowe when he's trying to get Ulrich Lowe off his 9, as we said, trying to protect his 9. I saw a swinging arm that should have been reviewed, and could, if you slow that down in slow motion, as they love to do these days, could very well have been a straight forearm to the throat or to the jaw.
Penalty, Mark.
Penalty Vodacom, because our scrum is brilliant, and that's what's keeping us in this contest at the moment, if you can even say that. But got to score a try now before the 60th minute, at least one. 14v14.
And sure, Marcus, and the nice thing about doing the Vodacom Bulls is that, like, in these tough times, you can say it's keeping us in the game. Another team, you'll be like, no, it's completely done. But there's always a chance with the Vodacom Bulls. There is always. I know it looks near impossible at the moment, but there is always a chance.
To keep those comments coming, as I said, we're going to give 2 sets of 4 tickets away to this incredible game. Vodacom Bulls taking on the Chelsea Sharks, 30 October for Pink Day. Make sure you comment and use hashtag Richelieu your way. Again, an early show from Glasgow. I'm getting really sick and tired of it.
Okay, squeeze now.
That's a good rolling more Vodacom Bulls. It's a good rolling more
Here
Vodacom
we
Bulls,
go.
and it's marching towards the try line.
Ref,
Okay,
come
they
on.
Come from the side, referee.
Nothing.
What a carry. Who was that? Brilliant carry in midfield. Vodacom Bulls peeling around the corner. I'd love to see another look at that. Arms out finally from the referee. Here's Eskom. Charging head, beats his first man. Vodacom Bulls look so threatening now. Now we're going to go back for the pin.
I'd like to see a tap and go.
I'd
Yeah,
love to
Marcus.
see a tap and go. I don't think there's any other option here. Our maul, we can't maul because Glasgow are just allowed to come in from the side and swim around. So what's the point of mauling if the ref's going to allow that? He's given offside. I think we tap and go here. One of our very now famous tap and goes. Marcel Coetzee wants it. You still got 22 minutes to play.
Yeah, we score a try now, Marcus. It's game on.
That's
It
what
really
we're doing.
is.
Let's see. What has Jake White cooked up here? Marcel Coetzee is going to tap. I think he's going to take this. He's pretending he's going to pass. Yeah, I knew it. Try time, Marcel Coetzee. Is it? Almost.
Nearly.
A meter
Off his
out.
feet, man. Come on. Try time.
Try or penalty.
No, try Bismarck to
Bismarck
proceed.
Duplessis.
Thank you.
Finally, some purchase in the second half. That'll be a bit of encouragement for the Vodacom Bulls. Perhaps that fight just stirred something within us to get back into the game because we looked a lot more violent running onto the ball since that scrap.
Peter Beseda note. Sir, the comeback you've called for is on. It is on. Peter Beseda note. It is on, sir. Come on, Vodacom Bulls. There's a chance here. We've got a chance here. They've got a yellow card. We've got a yellow card. Let's make it count. Hashtag Richelieu away. Try time, boys. Pressure will change the game in the Bulls' favor. I'd like that. Kenneth Smith. Kobus Barnes said, Kombela on sub 3. Yes, we just got a 3. Let's get another one. Yeah, keep them coming, guys. Keep them rolling. Remember, we're giving away 2 sets of 4 tickets to Loftus Fast on the 30th of October when the Bulls take on the South Sea Sharks
So
at
here's a comment.
Loftus Fast.
Try was scored, conversion cleared. Glasgow taking forever. Of course, we're used to this. Walking up slowly as they can to the halfway line.
Connect tried to do this last
But
time.
the referee calls every single second calls, use it at the breakdown, no time wasting. But Glasgow are going to stroll up as slow as they can, like it's a Sunday afternoon walk.
Is this soccer?
And the ref's
Time
going to
wasting.
allow it. Here come the Vodacom Bulls. Remember, now we can't afford to just throw the kitchen sink and run it from everywhere. We've got to build an innings.
100%.
So we can't now just start carrying. We've got to clear our lines nicely, but we've allowed Glasgow to get over it, and that's a disaster. That's an absolute disaster from the Vodacom Bulls. It's a shocker, and the penalty is awarded to Glasgow. And that's the last thing you need. And I'll tell you what, this game is at boiling point. It's actually going to boil over very soon. Has already. I really have to say that.
Yeah, and they're coming in. Wow, Marcus, look at how that has changed. Johan Goosen.
At 50%. Chris Smith second at 33%. Mornay Steyn at 17%. Keep those votes coming. Make sure you scan the QR code and vote. Right now, Johan Goosen well in the lead. Chris Smith behind him, and then Mornay Steyn.
Wow, that's with those stats as it stands right now, it's a learned crowd, isn't it, Marcus? 100%. Back that. Keep them coming.
Line out to Glasgow. You feel now that we spoke about death nails earlier. If they can land this, it's a hammer blow. It's a try. Or is he held up? A bit of incredible defensive work there by, it's Ambrose Papier has just done a miracle. He's worked an absolute miracle as Ambrose Papier to prevent this try being scored. A forward just running straight onto him, just holds him up over the try line. Of course, now there'll be a goal line dropout, the new rules. So Vodacom will dodge a massive bullet there, and here come Glasgow back on the attack after the kick. Tui Pelotu, captain on debut, or debut as captain, should I say. Glasgow at their most comfortable with ball in hand. Manchesi for his new team. It's a really good carry in midfield from Glasgow. Change point of attack, Ferguson. No, they're not looking like they're going to slow down, Cakes. They're going to keep hammering at our door, and they're going to go.
Defense has to improve, though. Come on.
It does.
You need to make
and
two
again,
there.
they find a gap. They find too much space. Cancelier, it's a great tackle. Ruan Okia. Over
Chris
to
Smith
Chris
of
Smith.
that.
Maybe he makes the steal. He doesn't. Glasgow still in possession. At 6s and 7s is the Vodacom Bulls defense. Glasgow keep ball in hand. Oh, almost a knock. It's gone backwards, I think. Got to get over it. Knock's been called. Has it? Scrum, Vodacom Bulls. So this is a massive moment here. Vodacom Bulls scrum time. Our scrum has been so dominant. Can we scrum a pen here, kick it downfield, and keep attacking that scoreboard?
Yes, I think we can, Marcus. We can do it for sure. Peter Bazaar say, you guys see, relax, man. Pietate. You know what I mean? We still lots of time.
It is lots of time.
Yeah. So we can do this. Like what Mark said now. If we get a scrum pen here, we kick this upfield, and we get a line out, and we attack from there. It's game time.
Keep those comments coming. Keep those words of encouragement for our boys coming. This could be a massive moment. Can the Vodacom Bulls milk a scrum pen here? Their scrum has just been, it's been the sole shining light of this game. Vodacom Bulls scrum has been a juggernaut.
And remember, with all your comments, all your words of encouragement, remember to hashtag Richelieu your way, like, comment, and share. Because remember, we're proudly partnered by this awesome Richelieu. Jacob van Staan saying, true to the blue, win or lose. Hashtag Richelieu your way. It's not lost yet, sir. It's not lost yet. Big scrum here.
Of course, Glasgow are going to take all the time in the world to set the scrum. The referee's in no mood to hurry it up. Big scrum required. Mutanzima, Duplessis, Smith. What can they cook up here? What can they manufacture? Penalty Vodacom
thank
Bulls.
you.
That's what we wanted. That's exactly what we wanted.
Something special on the horizon, Mark?
Is there a chance? Is there a chance, ladies and gentlemen? Batty has had an absolute pasting.
Batty.
And Ferguson, he's been brilliant around the park. At scrum time, he's been miserable. He's like a pancake, just flops.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just falls on. And look at those ears as well. Jeez, blood. Come on. This is our time here, Vodacom Bulls. We need to make this count. We need to make this time with possession count, really, and this territory.
Bismarck, Matanzima, Smith have made a massive difference. Even though our scrum was looking good beforehand, just around the park, Bismarck just has a thread. There's a short arm. Vodacom Bulls will take that because our line-out's been a bit wobbly. Got a tap here. What are we going to do? Scrum again. Why not? Great call, Marcel Couture.
Awesome
Thinking 10 minutes ahead. Great call, Vodacom Bulls.
That's why he's a skipper, isn't he? 6 months without him is going to be tough, isn't it, Mark?
15 minutes on the clock. I tell you what, the fight back here, it's possible, but it's going to require a hell of a lot. First things first, got to get the scrum pen.
This is massive. This is when, you know, we speak of moments in a rugby game. This is that moment. You know, this is probably the biggest moment right now. This scrum right here in the 64th minute. It's massive.
Yeah, so making a litany of changes. Sordoni, the new hooker's there. Oli Kebble, South African.
Yeah.
He's on. And then whoever their tight head is.
Yeah, Oli Kebble, the nephew of the late Brett Kebble.
Massive scrum here. Can the Vodacom Bulls keep their foot on the throat of Glasgow? Will Glasgow's changes make a difference? Let's see. They immediately go down. Penalty, Vodacom Bulls. Nope. We're going to have a reset. This plays right into the hands of the home side. But Glasgow, objectively, straight off their feet at that hit.
Yeah, so
you can say as much as you want that we're bashing the ref, but if you can't see that, you're blind.
100%, guys. Remember, proudly powered by Luno, the Vodacom Bulls. Also, our beautiful sponsor, Richelieu. It's been great, Marcus. How's your Vodacom Bull going?
Oh, it's
your
phenomenal.
Bull, sorry.
It's absolutely phenomenal.
Unbelievable. And remember, guys, we're running that awesome poll. Who is your 10? Chris Smith, Johan Goosen or Mornay Stain. Scan that QR code, make your pick, and let's see.
Cast your vote.
100%.
Let your voice be heard. Vodacom Bulls not going to get purchased from that scrum. Here they go now. David Kriel slings one out to Kurtley Arendse. Can he cook something up? Kurtley Arendse. Kurtley Arendse looks for the offload. It's been intercepted.
Oh. We needed that.
We needed that so badly. Arendse really trying to do something, create something from nothing. Ali Price going to kick the British and Irish line. It's exactly who you want off the bench. We needed to catch that and get the ball in as well. 14 minutes. Time really just slipping through our fingers now. The sands of time. As Janku Swanepoel trots on, as Renard Ludwig. As you can see, Chris Smith now has taken the lead in the voting. Jan Goosen at 38%. Chris Smith at 50% with the lion's share. And then Mornay Stain, surprisingly, with just 13%. Keep those votes coming. We'll chat at the end. We'll discuss those results. You can also win 2 sets of 4 tickets to Loftus Fastwell to see the Vodacom Bulls take on the Chelsea Sharks at Pink Day. It's going to be an epic occasion. Make sure you comment, share, and use hashtag Richelieu your way in your comments. You could be in the running for those tickets.
And Peter Bassano is saying, I'll be blinters. Whoever, the only person who's blind is the minion. Speaking about the refs, they're saying hashtag Richelieu your way.
Short arm to the Vodacom Bulls. We'll take a scrum. Can we win another penalty here? The last one, we didn't get too much purchase. Time really ticking away now. 3 converted tries to draw level. There's enough time to do it. If we can get one before 70, for the 70th minute, we're really in this. Brian Wilson on again. He has a horrible podcast on Rugby Pass with a couple of other geezers. More of a podcast than a rugby player now. So that's when you know your opposition isn't that great, when they bring It's like us running on for the Vodacom Bulls.
Yeah, Mark at 6KK too. I mean, cheapers.
We'll probably still win a scrum penalty against these oaks. Short arm to Glasgow for some reason.
Now, Kobus van Staden, I'm calling for traditional rugby from the Bulls. That's what we're trying to do at this point.
It's tough to play traditional rugby when you're chasing a 3-try deficit, though.
Yeah, and playing against the ref.
I would have liked to see traditional rugby from the start, to be honest. It's an up and under, and somehow it's been allowed to bounce. And Vodacom Bulls need to be desperate for this ball, and Ruan Akia is, and he wins it, and he's the workhorse. Here they come now. All offside of Glasgow. Going to be allowed to carry on. Why not? Here comes Imbers Papier. Marcel could see the captain. He's really upped his ante in the second half. Imbers Papier at the back door. Chris Smith. Kurtley Arendse beats his man.
Here we go, Mark. Here we go.
Is it on? Jeepers, I'd like to see that tackle again. Look straight to the face. Vodacom Bulls, Matanzima, Smith at the back door. That ball needs to go. It's scored.
Let's go.
It's scored. Give it.
Give it.
Stenberg.
Yes.
Oh.
I got stuck in my chair there. My goodness, the Vodacom Bulls are really chasing this one.
I thought Gans was in there. Pass maybe slightly unforgiving. You want your wing to finish that off, and no blame to Stedman Gans. It was an unforgiving pass. It's a tough situation. Marcel could see it so well. Just waits the ball. David Creel, the pass was fine. Looks like a knock-on. Vodacom was going to have a scrum here. Ladies and gentlemen, 1.5 minutes to score a try, in my opinion.
This is massive.
Can they do it?
This is massive. Mark Michelle Kruger-Fitz saying, KK, take a sip of that hashtag Richelieu your way. It looks like you needed the...
Agreed.
Yeah. If they scored that try, Marwood, if we score a try now, it's really on Michelle, you know. The energy, the tension is building here in the Bulls bar, man.
Mornay Stain's on, ladies and gentlemen. So if you believe that he should be the man starting for the Vodacom Bulls, scan that QR code on screen, cast your vote. Mornay Stain takes it, but I think Christmas had a good performance pulling the strings around the park. Of course, Jan Goosen not playing because of the synthetic pitch. Jake White doesn't want to risk his knee on that. You feel like this is a massive game-defining moment here. Of course, we're going to have a reset. And the ref is blind to see Glasgow's antics here. Of course, they're going to collapse it. Of course, they're going to hope for a reset rather than a penalty. And we're going to not stop time and play into their hands. And time continues to tick away, ladies and gentlemen.
And he's talking. He's just giving, you know, he's giving them a lecture for like the 50th time. Just play.
I wonder how many infringements you have to make at scrum time before you cop a yellow. Just repeat it and the ref doesn't
Just repeat infringements in general in the red zone, Marcus. How many times? Okay, this is massive.
Scrum's gone down.
Thank you.
Short arm.
Tap it.
Don't know how that helps us. Emrys Papier is going to tap and go. He gets tackled short.
Is he isolated?
Or Rona Kier is going to have a chomp as well. About a meter out, Vodacom Bulls. Matanzima seems to be the man. Tackled so early. How is that not offside? He's tackled before he has the ball.
Yeah, Matiba really didn't get anything there from the ref, didn't he? Let's go now. Vodacom Bulls, this is our time.
Kier. Marcel Kutsia.
No arms in these tackles as well.
Again, they're just going to allow them to pile over it and flood the breakdown and Glasgow have the ball. The ref's going to give a penalty to Glasgow now. It's not even worth commentating at this point.
Yeah, Marcus Mark takes that sip there. That's you know, at this point, that's the only positive thing happening in the Bulls eye bar. At this point, is that we are sitting with Uncle Richelieu. Oh.
Just infuriating, that breakdown. Now Chris Smith has
Still at the
taken the
top.
lead. 44% Chris Smith, 33% Jan Goosen, and 22% Mornay Steyn.
Yeah, that's very learned, bro. We'll chat about it in the game, but very learned from the Bull supporters for sure. But yeah, on that note, Teresa saying, be bold, hashtag Bulls heard, hashtag Richelieu your way, ×2 there. Remember, guys, as Ms. Moyle has done, all you need to do is, with all your comments, hashtag Richelieu your way, you stand a chance of winning 2 sets of 4 tickets to the Vodacom Bulls against South Sea Sharks at Loftus Versfeld on the 30th of October on Pink Day for breast cancer awareness. Or you just like, comment, and share, and hashtag Richelieu your way, and the Bullseye, proudly sponsored and powered by Luno.
Cornel Hendricks off, on comes Wandi Similani. Be interesting to see him get a crack, especially in open space. About 8.5 minutes now. The game's, if there was any fight back, it had to happen about 5 minutes ago. It's dead now. Can the Vodacom Bulls improve the point difference? That's most important. Because I mean, we'll go 3-1 after 4 games. It's a great record still. We need to ensure that our points difference doesn't drop off. Can we salvage a couple more tries? Maybe 2 more in 8 minutes, get a bonus point and improve the points difference. That's what we're flying for now. Here come Glasgow. The back of that line out, they're going to show and go. Johnson, Marcel Kutsia, doing everything in his power to get around the park. Here come Glasgow again, and just too much time on the ball. They knock it on. Horrible pass. It's just appalling pass from David Creel. Appalling pass. Can't have that. Ambrose. Dinks one over the top. The chase is on. Curtly Orange has won it. Oh, he's knocked it. Here come Glasgow. They're going to look for space, and there's oodles of it. Mornay Stain tracking back. Looks for someone on his inside. It's Lionel Mapu charging back with interest. Up against Sintu Manjezi, who tackles him high. Not awarded. Here comes Embrose. Here's Ruan Kia. So, Eskom. Matanzima. First real opportunity for him to work up ahead of steam. That should be a penalty to the Vodacom Bulls. It's not going to be. It's going to just be allowed, and Glasgow is going to score it. I mean, it's not even worth watching at this stage. I mean, what's happening at the breakdown is just an absolute free-for-all, and the ref's just sitting back and saying, go for it. It's appalling. Absolutely appalling. 7 minutes left in this contest, and if you can call it a contest.
It's just atrocious, just pathetic on all fronts. Caught in 6s and 7s there.
Yeah.
Pathetic from Peter Barnes. Stephen Gilbert just being really emotional there, saying done bonus. Hate his SA teams playing this rugby.
Yeah.
But yeah, we understand that. We share your sentiments here in the bar. When you're on the wrong side of the scoreline, especially when it's like this, it's really disheartening. It's infuriating. And that's the game of rugby at times, I guess. Mark, I think it's been disallowed.
It has. Finally, one's gone our way, and as we mentioned it as it happened, that there was a penalty. It was an infringement at the breakdown, which wasn't picked up by the referee. Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise. Whoa.
We're going to get the pen here, finally, but it's a little too little too late now. Sintu Manjezi, and we said he was going to be revved up, and perhaps too revved up, and he was going to make mistakes. Vodacom Bulls' opportunity to pull one back, perhaps, maybe two. Points differentials will count. I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a slog in this competition. This isn't a 4-week comp. This is a couple of months comp, and I think at the death, points differential is going to be really important. So you ask yourself, is there something to play for? Of course there is. 2 tries bags your bonus point, but lineouts like that don't help.
Oh my, nothing's going our way right now. It's just an absolute shamble. Upman. Nice.
Wins it. Does well to Steban Gans. Again, they're just flooding the breakdown. I'd love to see some of our players just come barreling in for some clean-outs there and just teach these Glasgow Oaks a thing or two about physicality. Yes, Similani who steps and keeps stepping. And will step.
Just sideways.
Step until the day he dies. Well, one Similani. Yanku Swanepoel, it's not really the man you want in midfield. Glasgow again off their feet at the breakdown. It's just appalling refereeing at this point. David Creel puts his head down, carries ahead. I'd like to see some fight from the Vodacom Bulls now and just...
He's on his knees, ref. He's on his knees, ref.
He's on his knees!
No!
Just appalling refereeing again. Just shocking refereeing again. Shocking.
Brian Paisley saying the commentators who speak on DSTV don't know anything. Wonder what's happening on that side, sir.
That's why we don't listen to that.
Yeah.
That's why Bullseye exists.
Yeah, he's on his knees. Look at that.
Yeah, he is. I know, it's appalling. I think this ref was on his knees in the Glasgow dressing room before the game.
Yeah, for sure. These have got tons of glass, Marcus? Yeah, tons of glass. I'm pretty sure I saw like some old, strapping on his knees there that he picked up off the floor there. Guys, this is a shocker from Jacobus. Jacobus, sir, I'm a big fan of the show. I agree with you. This is an absolute shocker.
Jacobus, there's no other way to describe it, mate. It is a shocker.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute slog, and it's taking everything in my fiber to commentate this game. KK is totally blocking the Bullseye logo in the background there. He's gotten so worked up. He's just increasingly moved over.
Yeah, Mark, this performance that that doesn't deserve that beautiful bullseye logo, Marcos. Look at that thing. Beautiful.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
It's the saving grace of this 80 minutes. I hope you guys have enjoyed the new setting. I think it's phenomenal. The bullseye bar, we're calling it, with this spectacular logo behind us. That and the bull scrum are saving graces. Remember, we are without three of arguably our best players. I mean, Krobela, actually four. Krobela, Goosen, Sabunkosi, and Kanan Moody. All out. Let's put that into context.
Yeah,
Almost a fifth of our starting lineup is out.
outside backs, but close.
I know next man up and all of that, but that you've got to factor that into the equation.
Yeah,
Krobela should be a Springbok. Kanan Moody is a Springbok. Jan Goosen's a Springbok.
Spoos
and
is
Sabunkosi
a Springbok.
So
Yeah, 100%,
four
Mark.
of your best players are out. Almost a third of your team's out.
I think that the player we missed a lot in this game is Grobies, Marcos. Grobies, over the ball, breakdown time.
I'm surprised our fetchers didn't get more purchase though.
Yeah, I think they worked really hard at their defensive breakdown work, because we haven't gotten anything.
I also think we're missing that finishing ability on the wing as well. I really think we're missing that ability to just, you just back it. That Haaland, as you would call him, ability to just score a goal or bag a try.
Yeah.
Penalty Vodacom balls, and the scrum has just been so good.
And yeah, Marcus, on that point about that Haaland ability, it at times just felt like that Curtly Orange has just been himself, trying to make something out of nothing this game. He needs some help because of Kanan and Spoo, and they're obviously not there. And that goes back to the point you make, I guess.
And a bit of miscommunication as we see the Vodacom balls bag another scrum penalty. And it's odd to see a South African side get this much dominance at scrum time and for it not to reflect on the scoreboard. It's really, really baffling to me. And I mean, there's obviously root causes to this problem. There's symptoms that we're not maybe addressing. And we've said
we know what it is.
Defense and ruck. And that's really been our Achilles heel.
And we're not, So Mark, and we're not playing the game in the right areas of the field. We're playing the game, the territory. We're playing a lot of the rugby. We got a lot of the ball this game. We're playing it in our half.
And we're throwing the ball around now like a Fijian 7C on Clifton Beach, which you don't want to see when you're chasing a 35-14 game. But KK, when we said we still have possession somehow, and Matanzima's going to tear away for a run, and he's been really good off the bench. But we've said that. Again, penalty Glasgow, of course, at the breakdown, another breakdown penalty. I shudder to see the stats on this. And I mean, defense, I'm really worried to see our missed tackle count because it's really been noticeable today. Yeah. And breakdown penalties, it's really worrying. But KK, we said every single game, we said earlier, we're a broken record. We said defense, missed tackles on defense, and we said
penalties conceded.
Penalties conceded and losing the territory in possession battles. We said we're still winning the game. It's a mark of a great team. This keeps happening. We keep winning. And then you go up against a juggernaut like Glasgow on a 4G pitch with the ref on your side in those conditions, and suddenly you can't win the game just on pure brilliance. You need to make your tackles. You need to win the territory and possession battles.
100%, Mark. We literally, all right. And even today, we even said, if we want to challenge, put on a strong challenge for the title of the season, we're going to have to make some changes, and some things are going to have to be rectified. And today it's shown. It's been a big punch to the guts, but I don't think it's over yet. Here we go.
Pairs off. He needs to give it to Curtly Orange. So it was on his inside, was going to score for all money, but great work from the players in scrum of Wandi Similani. That should be offside from Glasgow, who now flood into the breakdown. They love this, and there should be so much room out wide the way they're flooding into these breakdowns. Here's Janku Swanepoel. Emrys Papier deserves a medal for the way he's upped the ante and the energy. He's been electric in the second half. Here come the Vodacom Bulls. Up the guts. Emi, Matanzima, good carry from him. Really good carry from him.
I'm sorry, Mark. Alex Loth is saying Glasgow not a juggernaut at all, but I'll carry on, Mark. Here we go.
Well, in this contest, they've been a juggernaut.
No, I'm going to go at him here quickly.
Look, no. It's a fair comment because they are a mid-table team, but Glasgow are actually a really good team. They are. I mean, the stats back it up. Yes, they've lost 2 out of 3, but they are a good team, and they're juggernaut at home. And that's what I need to say.
Yes.
Last season, they only lost 1 game at home. So when I call them a juggernaut,
they are a juggernaut.
They're a different animal. That's my comment.
No, they are, Alex. They are.
It's a fair comment from Alex. It's a fair comment. They're not a juggernaut in general. At home, they are a juggernaut.
Yeah, exactly. They've lost 1 game in now a season and a bit of rugby at home. So if you don't call that a juggernaut, I mean, I don't know what else is.
Morne Smith will carry ahead, and the Vodacom Bulls will play until they perish. at the 80th minute, and Matanzima is just carried. I mean, there's not much more Matanzima can do. He's been exceptional off the bench. He really has.
Miss Tanzima, I love that. I believe the Bulls will do better next time. I agree with you there, man. We will do better. Two more games still to come.
There we go. And that's a great line.
Thank
and there should be a try.
And,
look,
we'll take that.
The setup, the assist there from Marcel Coetzee, but you got to give extra plaudits to Janku Swanepoel for holding on to that man's 2 meters tall. Unforgiving offload. He catches it. He scores the try, and a consolation try. But again, we speak about point difference, how important that's going to be in the longest stretches, or at the pointy end of this competition. And the significance of this try, right now, we might not feel it. Maybe 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, we will feel it.
Yeah, and 100% Marcus and Alex replying to us. It's a nice little conversation with Alex, saying my Munster next week at Thornton Park with everything to prove. That will be a juggernaut. Hey, don't tell him, Mark.
But in that case, Munster traditionally are a juggernaut. This season, they have not been a juggernaut.
They just lost today.
They were pumped today, and they've been pumped consistently. So
they lost to Dragons.
I would usually agree with you that they're a juggernaut and history on their side and at home. Usually, but they've been terrible this season.
I think before this game week, there was second loss or third loss on the log. So
they lost again. They've got 1 victory this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they do. Only 1 victory, Mark. No, 2. It's the second one today.
Here comes Ludwig. No, they lost. They lost last night. So 1 victory.
Yeah, so it's 1 victory. Yeah, it's 1 victory. Right.
Here come the Vodacom Bulls. Now they are chasing a potential bonus point. That cross kick's not going to help, and that'll be it. That'll be tickets in Glasgow in what is one of the most disappointing and tough games I've ever had to commentate in my career as a broadcaster. I'll say Vodacom Bulls showed fight to get to 21 points on the board against a Glasgow team that's really, really difficult to beat at home in tough conditions. KK, not too much I want to dissect about this game. I mean, we've said it repeatedly. Missed tackles, discipline, and losing the possession and territory battles were going to catch up with us eventually. We were shocked that it hadn't until this point. Now it has, and we lost the game convincingly against Glasgow without 4 of our best players, 3 Springboks. So got to factor that in, and next week we will be bolstered by the return, hopefully, of Jan Goosen and definitely of Saboom Kosi. So 2 of the 4 will be back, and I think we'll be a better team next week. But
100.
Again, it's a tough pill to swallow.
A tough pill to swallow, Mark, and you are completely right. And what I'm happy about the most, you have to look at positives. I'm happy that this happened at this time of the season, 4 games, and it didn't happen, down the line, you know what I mean, against the Sharks or something, where we get absolutely slaughtered Loftus Versfeld. It happened now. Now we know that, missing those tackles, being atrocious at breakdown, we need to rectify that early on in the season. Like we did last season. Remember, Marcus, last season we started the season off terribly, but we rectified it early on in the season. So we can work on that. The Bulls, and don't be, to all at home, don't be disheartened. I know many of you at home are Bulls fans from birth, so you guys know how good this team is, how good the vibe is around Loftus Versfeld. It's just one of those games, you know what I mean? It's just one of those nights, unfortunately, in Glasgow. We
do have 2 sets of 4 tickets to give away for the Pink Test. It's an incredible prize. So, KK, from your side, who's winning that for you?
Yeah, Mark. Today, it's for me. It's only been one man because of how, how positive he's been today. You know what I mean? He really was a light and shining armor for us. It was Peter Bezuidenhout, 100%. You get 4 tickets, 2 Pink Day, Loftus Versfeld. It's going to be a fun fair.
Peter, we will be in touch. Please send us your contact details. We'll send you those tickets, and then from my side, I'm giving it to Kevin Sean Oscroft. You've asked some great questions. You've been very incisive. So, Kevin, congratulations. And then let's get the final results of our poll, and let's see who the Vodacom Bulls or Bullseye Nation believe should be the starting fly-off going forward for the Vodacom Bulls. So, wow, Chris Smith
edges it at the end.
Edges it. 44. Ooh. Wow.
It's a draw.
It's a draw. Chris Smith and Jan Goosen. Morne Steyn only cops 11% of the votes. Very interesting. So it was back and forth. At one stage, Chris Smith was third.
Yeah.
So back and forth. Obviously, a lot of votes streamed in at the end. 44% Chris Smith, Jan Goosen. Take with that what you will. That's probably what it's going to look like. Chris Smith probably off the bench with Jan Goosen starting, I would assume, for most of the season. But Chris Smith is a great starting caliber flower.
Yeah, do not take from that. I take that the rugby brains on the Bull supporters. One of the learned bunch of supporters in the country. You know what I mean? They know what rugby is. Yes, Morne Steyn's a darling of Loftus Versfeld, but they understand how the game works and the form that Chris Smith is in, and the talent and the ability that Jan Goosen has to turn any game on its head. So unbelievable there.
Yeah, well, that's that. Vodacom will succumb to a devastating loss in Glasgow, 35-21 loss. Beggars belief, but we'll bounce back. We've got a number of superstars, including Springboks, returning to our side to bolster us and our form going forward, and hopefully we can reclaim this this tour that started off on such a poor note. But we'll be stronger for it, and we'll see you for the next episode of Bullseye and see our beloved Vodacom Bulls run out next weekend. See you there. Thank you very much and good night.